Man, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli.
Oh my God, here the fuck we go.
What, man?
What does that mean, sir?
You know what that means, man.
I don't know what it is.
That's the beginning of the Marine Corps hymn.
I thought you were talking about first to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, but I mean, that's neither here nor there.
You got to get involved, man.
But get involved. I was, very much so. But anyhow, hey, it's Wednesday, 8 o'clock in the East. Y'all know how we do. Form like the three horsemen. We got one horse, I guess, horse leg missing. I guess he'll join us momentarily. But it's the Guys podcast, streaming to you live right now on YouTube and on Twitter and on Blackjack, Zingo TV channel 199. We usually stream on Facebook, but Sean made some errors and we weren't able to do that this week. So yeah. So I guess we gotta pivot and
Wow. That was
Hey, I guess that throws the whole accountability bit out for the night, man. Man. But yeah, we're back. It's Wednesday, and it's time to go, man. A whole lot going on out there. First, I want to talk to my brethren. See what's going on out there tonight. Merv.
Yo.
What's going on, my guy?
I tell you what's going on. I'll tell you exactly what's going on. Listen.
Oh Lord. I'm sorry I asked now.
Yeah, hey. This is the result of celebrating my born month, and I decided to wait till the night, to finish this bitch off. I got a lot of empty bottles, but now I can finish the bottle live and live in color. So this is what's going on. All right there. And oh, you know what? Happy Sean and Stacks. What do you call that shit? Oh, happy Veterans Day, niggas.
Yeah, definitely. Happy Veterans Day, y'all.
Tomorrow. Veterans Day tomorrow.
It's tomorrow? It's not today.
Why y'all got that
we doing it early.
But why y'all got that shit on the day then?
Well, today nothing is going on today at all whatsoever important. Veterans Day is absolutely tomorrow.
Marine Corps birthday is today.
And we're not going to be on
all
tomorrow.
Right, well, salute Sean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Happy Vets Day. You know what I mean? That's it.
Hold on, Sean, because I ain't like how Merv come at us, man. We don't ask you shit when you put on your cap and shit. And you have that shit on all the time. Hey, yo, Sean, the dude said, why y'all got on y'all shit today? I'll never ask you about candy canes and no red and white, none of that bullshit, man. I don't ever do that. I'll let you live, man, because I want to see you shine. Look, now you shining. I want to see you shine.
When you come in here shimmying your ass off, we don't say nothing. We let you do. We let you do what you do. We don't say nothing.
All right, hey, cool. Since Stacks won't come at me, we see how you goddamn how proud you are when Mark talk about y'all fucking your fucking comrade attacking people in their houses.
Come on, Merv. Why would you bring that up? Merv, why would you bring that up?
Why would you bring that up?
we was all having a good time here, and you had to get negative on us. But you know what? I guess that's where we gonna go with it. I guess that's what we're gonna do.
Hey,
right.
But listen. You know how they say when every death there's a baby born. Y'all know that saying, right?
Yeah.
Every death is a baby born. Y'all know that saying, right? Answer me. Oh, okay, my bad. All right. So we just hey, so listen, we killed that, right? We killed that bottle. But listen, another baby is born.
Hey, Merv, I don't know if you know this or not, man, but Biden administration, they came into office, they got a lot. They've really increased their mental health capacities to help people for the free. So I think if you Google batshit crazy, which we will get into those type of behaviors tonight, you will get the help that you need for the free. You know, just so you know, I want to see you shine. I want to see you grow. You know, because yeah, that should not be glorifying the consumption of alcohol.
Oh, I'm not glorifying. And then nigga, and he proceeds to pull out a bottle.
Yo, but man, hey, it's good to be back with the guys. Mark, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm chilling, man. You know, college basketball started last night.
It really did.
Very refreshing to see. Very refreshing to see. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, I root for all my Philly teams. You know what I'm saying? But I got 2 new additions. You know what I mean? I'm rooting for Maryland. The whole starting 5, you know what I mean, has connects to Philly. Right. And I'm rooting, obviously, for Memphis, you know, because the whole coaching staff got connects to Philly, and plus Jalen Duren, you know what I'm saying, talented freshman from Philly. So Memphis and Maryland are my other 2 teams that I'm rooting for because Philadelphia connections, obviously.
That's it?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's more, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, that's the 2 teams I'm rooting for. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Besides my 6 teams in my city.
Okay. Since you brought up college basketball.
Right.
So we got to talk about it.
Oh, all right. I mean, if you want me to go further, I can go further. You know what I'm saying? You know, now I can go. No, I can.
We don't want to go further, but we want you to acknowledge that Duke Blue Devils, that's me and Stack's team. We win the championship this year. We're saying it right now.
Yeah, it's happening.
I'm not actually going to co-sign that at all, but you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to get bogged down into this.
Yeah.
I don't want to get bogged down into this.
You don't want to do that.
But I have not seen a big team like Duke that defends, that's got grinders and big dudes on. I'm going to leave it at that. When we whoop that ass in Chapel Hill, Sean, yes, I'm coming at your neck. Because, dude, this is like a champ. We're gonna take out Krzyzewski on the right note.
I'm gonna say like this: the freshmen all over the country, the hype that they got coming in was well deserved. They all played great. You know what I'm saying? Including your boy Pablo Bencharo. You know what I'm saying?
He's a baller.
Yeah, he's nice. I mean, but all those guys played great. Shout out to Trevor Keels. We mentioned Jalen Duren, you know what I mean? Monty Bates, Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga. You know, all those guys were shining last night. They all played great.
I like them young boys, man, but not to get off on the tangent. Let's get with the hold on. Let's thank the people out there. Let's thank everybody out there on that would have been out there on Facebook Live. Let's thank everybody out there that's on YouTube Live, that's on Blackjack's YouTube channel. We're streaming on Twitter. You can catch us on Twitter. We got the Street Team General in the background where you can stream in our group once the YouTube link is shared there. You can stream within there. The boys staff got knocked again. That's why that's on me. That's why we're not streaming on the page.
Yeah.
But we want to thank thank all our people out there, our Heart Radio. We love y'all. We got some good shit going on for y'all tonight. Partners our solid partners, everybody in the background that's supporting us. Shout out to Blast Music Group. Shout out to Bobby Blackjack and everybody else. Zingo TV. Let's get it. Let's start with some nice icebreakers. Hey, fellas, there's a lot of shit going on out there, man. Who want to go first?
Yeah. I'm gonna let y'all go first.
I can go first. So I want to kick it off, man, with something I saw that made me really feel good inside, man. I saw one of the OGs, man, of the NBA, Kevin Garnett, had a comment that he put out there today, man, about LeBron James. And in his comment, he mentioned that he views Michael Jordan as God, but he sees LeBron James as a little homie. I thoroughly support this statement. I'm so glad that KG called him the little homie. Because
and that's some Shaw, Mark, that's some Shaw shit right there.
It sounded just like him. It's almost like he wrote it.
I goes off that comment Yo, absolutely. I'm so glad that he said that. But also, I saw JJ Redick, a failure from Duke, said on Father Time,
that was
on Father
uncalled for.
Time, catching up to LeBron James. It's the first time in my life I've seen LeBron looks like a human. The reason why, guys, I like seeing this kind of stuff is because now some of these players are starting to be honest about LeBron James. For the longest, I've always told you guys, I felt like LeBron and Clutch Sports and all these guys, they built alliances with players in the league where these guys don't come out and share their true feelings. For example, you go back to Draymond Green, and he called LeBron the B word when he was actually playing in the playoffs that year. That got him clipped and got him out the game. He got canceled the next. I think suspended the next game, right? And you know
that changed the trajectory of those finals. Yep.
Changed the entire trajectory. And that passion that Draymond had in that moment, he never had that since then towards LeBron. Because now we found out that he got signed by Clutch Sports. When he got signed by Clutch Sports, guess what that does? He become an ally to LeBron fandom, to the LeBron team. And that's what I don't like, because it's all about changing the narrative around this guy. KG cannot be bought out like that. KG is speaking the truth because KG feel like at the time when he was at his height, LeBron wasn't touching them. He had to go to Miami to win the championship when Boston was kicking that butt when they were in Cleveland. So I'm glad that KG came out with that. I'm glad that JJ Redick actually had the gall to say what he said, because these are things that we have seen for the past couple of years. I know Stacks is a big Lakers fan, but I know how he feels about LeBron as well. They're not mutually exclusive, but I'm so glad to see that now players are starting to come out like Scottie Pippen and others about other people. I'm glad these other guys are talking about LeBron this way, because I'm so tired of everybody kissing his butt. They don't want to compete against him. They want to play with him because he become friends with them. That's the softest part of the NBA that I hate for this era, because they all wanted to team up with this guy because he go out there and recruit them. He tried to recruit Dame Lillard over the summer. That didn't work.
Draymond Green too.
Yep, absolutely. So he go after all of these guys. I mean, this guy went and tried to recruit what's his name, Mark, out of the Clippers. That got hurt. Kawhi. He tried to recruit Kawhi. When Kawhi was supposed to be like the next person to compete with him, against him. But he tried to recruit and bring it to the Lakers. Man, that's corny, that's whack. So I hope other veterans and other guys come out and start saying what they really feel, instead of hiding behind Clutch Sports and hiding behind the fact that he tried to bring them, make them allies. So that's my aspect for tonight.
Got you.
Mark, you want to go next, or you want to talk about video?
I was like, man, I'll go next. We all heard it. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got the Morris twins and the Jokic brothers. You know what I'm saying? They definitely getting their back and forth for him, right? Now, me, I don't mind that, right? And I understand, you know what I'm saying, for real. You know, Morris twins, they from the crib. You know what I'm saying? You know, I bump into them every now and again. You know what I mean? Cool guys. You know, watch them grow up over the years from preps, you know what I mean, for real, to college to pros. But here's where the narrative is getting a little, you know, I don't know where they go with this, right? And I try to tell people, I'm like, listen, if you have a problem with a guy from Philly, that is definitely okay. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely okay to have a problem with somebody from Philly. You know, just like, okay, I'm talking about that guy. But then I'm seeing stuff where people, you know, thinking, oh, yeah, he got a problem with the Morris twins. That must mean I can come to Philly and just mouth off and say whatever the fuck I want. And you know what I'm going to tell people right now, right on this show? If you feel that way, pull up. You know what I'm saying? I will personally drop you off in any part of Philly you want to go to. I will personally drop you off there. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a city thing. I keep telling y'all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, can you please Google your favorite athletes and your favorite rappers and see what happened to them when they were here? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, please do it. You know, people be thinking it's sweet in this, John. I'm like, it's not sweet, dog. It's really not. You know what I'm saying? Now, listen, I'm going to tell you one more thing, right? You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I bumped into him today. My man Victor, right? You know what I mean? Now Victor is Serbian, right? He's in Northeast Philly, right? You know what I'm saying? So we had a laugh about it because it's funny to us. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like, ain't nothing gonna happen, man. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, yo, if they talking on Twitter, trust me, you know what I'm saying? Nothing's really gonna happen with that or whatever, right? And I was just like, yo, man, but they trying to trash my city, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's sweet. He's like, well, tell him to pull up. I'm like, so that's exactly what I'm doing. Shout to my Serbian bull, Vic. You know what I mean? Pull up. You know what I'm saying? If you think it's sweet, pull up. I will direct you where to go.
You know what I love about people from the city of Philadelphia, man. If you talk about or say something about one person from Philly, it's like you coming at the entire fucking city and all of them ready for the want the smoke. Like I didn't know any of that, Mark. And I don't want no problems. The Joker Brothers are goons. I didn't know they was coming at the entire city of Philadelphia. I thought it was just the Joker Brothers. I mean just the Morris twins.
Stacks. I'm telling you, man. Listen, that Miami game, I almost want to go down there for that because I'm trying to tell you, Philly is going to do a Miami takeover. Philly is going to be in Miami when that game is played. I've already got the calls. Oh yeah, we be down there. Okay. I'm like, huh. Wow. I was like, yo, just, you know what I'm saying? Just relax, man. It's just a game. That's what I'm telling everybody. Relax, it's just a game. I was just like, so hopefully it's just that and that's it. And, you know what I mean? They're moving on. But please don't come from my city. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm extending invites to anybody who do.
Mark will be an Uber driver when he get to Philly.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be a straight Uber driver. I'm picking people up from Philadelphia International Airport, 30th Street Station, the train station, and 10th and Filbert, the bus station. And I will drop you in any part of Philly you want to go to. Guess what? You ain't safe nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'll do that for you. Don't worry about it.
That's a bit much, man. I mean, shit. So you if you're an Uber driver, you could just pick up somebody and, hey, man, I'm trying to go. Nah, bull, I'm dropping you off in the grimiest part, bull.
Right.
But listen. You know what I mean? This city, man, anywhere you could get it. I mean, a bull got shot at Christmas Village last night. Christmas Village. That's supposed to be a nice place, where people can go. Not in this city.
Goddamn, you getting proud shot of that.
There. Jeez.
I mean, but nigga, you sound proud of that, like
yo, man. I'm not. It's not that. Yo, it's more that I'm just telling
you. You can't even celebrate Santa Claus, nigga. Niggas get shot every day before wearing and putting on the red suit.
Yo, listen. I'm just saying, yo, man. I'm just letting them know it ain't sweet here. You know what I mean? Pull up if you think differently. That's all.
Hey, Sean, I'm glad we went to Iraq and not Philly, man. That would have been
right.
But you know what? Hey, Mark, I'm a devil's advocate. The people in Serbia are probably saying ain't sweet here neither.
Oh yeah, but you know what though? I'm gonna say like this, right?
But how this became Philly versus Serbia? I thought this was joking.
I didn't know. I don't know.
I'm trying to tell you.
Like I didn't know this was a Philly Serbia.
Hey, listen. I didn't think it was that either until somebody took a shot at Philly. You know what I'm saying? Then we got a problem. You know what I mean? You can't take no shot at my city. You can take a shot at a person from the city. That's cool. But the actual city, nah. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna let that rock.
Hey, Mark, why don't you see? I feel like you're feeling froggy tonight. So why don't you just drop some names? Why don't you call that nigga out?
Who? The Jokic brothers?
No, the person who came at your city.
Oh, you know what I mean? For some troll on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know his name, but I'm just saying don't direct to that. Don't direct to that. Don't do that.
Hey, random troll, this nigga ready to rock.
I like listen. Yo, but you know what? I'm one more thing, right? See, here's the thing, and y'all guys, I mean, for y'all veterans, so y'all understand this, right? I'm just like, yo, when they talk about the war-torn countries, they hate like the government over there. I'm like, in this city, it seems like we hate each other. Like, you know what I mean? That's the shit that it ain't the government. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what? I ain't feeling this nigga today. You know what I mean? But that was your man's yesterday. But today he ain't. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So, we trying to We trying to squash all that shit.
Hey man, over here, money run everything, man. I watched American Gangster. Yeah, about 2 days ago. It's on Netflix now, right? And yeah, it was profound. It amazed me. One of the motherfuckers said, "If you wasn't my brother, I'd blow your fucking head off."
And he was dead ass serious about that too. Yeah. That's literally the only thing that saved him. Literally.
Because he had to think about it before he said it.
You want my brother out? Hey, he went wagging up. You want my brother out? Blow your motherfucking head off. You know that?
Yeah. But the fact that he was smiling when he said it, you know what I mean? I think was even more bizarre. I think Sean watches that scene over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. Like I would talk to my cousin this way. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do it, but I would think about it. You know what I mean? There you go.
Y'all want me to go, Merv? You want me to go next? Or you want to do yours, or what's up?
Nicole J. Nicole, what's up?
Go ahead, Stacks.
Nick J, share this shit. Share the link on wherever you can shut. Okay, I'm gonna start here.
And there were three people right there.
Take a deep breath now.
That's what I. That's what I run.
I try to get through the whole shit, y'all. I just can't. I simply fucking can't.
Hey, Stacks.
I fucking can't.
Stacks, before you go real quick, you know what this reminds me of? The way I look the way, you know what I'm saying, is when we talk about Jay-Z and you start looking at your phone and shit like that. That's the way I look, for when that was playing right there. You know what I'm saying? Exactly like that.
Yeah. My man, hey, yo, my man, Mark Leslie. Yo.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, Stacks. Go ahead.
Yo, I'm gonna explain something. When I saw this today, you know that black rage that they talk about? You know that rage, but when I saw this, I was angry because he just got off. I don't know if y'all really following this, but the judge, they got a judge. The motherfucker's supposed to be impartial. It's like he's working for the defense. This motherfucker told the fucking prosecutors, pretty much told them, you're asking them some fucked up questions. This kid, if you don't know, he was 17 years old when he crossed state borders when all the shit was going on in Kenosha, Wisconsin. His mother took him in. He don't live there. He crossed the border, went into Kenosha, Wisconsin, and found himself in the riots that was going on, right? I think it was was it Jeff Blake?
Yeah, Joe. What is his name? Jacobs or
Jacob?
Blake?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was walking through these riots with the AR. So under the guise that, hey, I'm coming to protect property or whatever. Like property, okay, so your mom dropped you off, a 17-year-old with the AR, and he ended up killing 2 people and wounding 2, and now he's going under the guise of like kind of standing your ground. He was defending himself. I hate to let everybody know, but this guy is definitely going to get off. I think this kid is definitely going to get off, even though they show all this coverage of him. He became famous. He became a folk hero in racist white America based on what he did. It's unfortunate. I think he got heavy backing from, I want to say, I don't know if it was the NRA, but a bunch of organizations heavily funded his defense. It's unfortunate, man. I don't know what to say, but he is. Prepare yourself for this kid to get off. Merv, what was you gonna
say? Yo, I didn't have rage. That was pure comedy to me. Like, no, seriously, like that was pure comedy because, like, this motherfucker is really on trial crying like he witnessed and experienced a traumatic event that he had no control of that was brought to him, and he don't know how he's gonna survive the rest of his fucking life dealing with this trauma. Like somebody broke into his house and killed his family in front of him is how he was crying and trying to talk. Nigga, you grabbed guns, you bought guns, you drove to where the area was at and pointed at motherfuckers, and when motherfuckers got scared because you had a gun at them and was reacting to you pointing a gun at them, you got scared and shot them, and you on motherfucking stage crying, my nigga? Come on. Like, yo, like I found that shit, like I was laughing. You know how you get, you ever got shitting and you started laughing? It was one of them kind of laughs. It was like, can you believe this motherfucking shit? Like, what the fuck are you crying about? Why you can't get words out? Were you not? Go ahead. You wasn't crying when you had guns pointed at people you never met in your motherfucking life. Why are you crying now? Nah. This is why, and the jury, they better not fall for that banana in the tailpipe.
Man, listen. How you crying and ain't no tears coming out? I'm like, this looked worse than when R. Kelly was interviewed by Gayle King. I'm just like, yo, how the fuck you crying? Y'all mean ain't no tears coming out? Come on, man. Never believe somebody who cried and don't got no tears. Sorry, I ain't believing.
And then the judge talking about it's okay, son. We do a recess. What?
Yeah.
It's okay, son. We're gonna do a recess.
Well, shoot, you remember Amber Geiger, right? The girl who shot the guy in his own crib. You know what I mean? For the judge, you know what I mean, gave all type of recesses and combing her hair and all type of goofy shit.
I was fucking disgusted when I saw that.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
And she'll be out in about 6 months. Because she already positioned, you know what I mean, to get out.
Listen, and I know people is gonna be like, the first thing people gonna say is, why y'all gotta make it a black and white issue? Listen, the media and the racist people make it a black and white issue. Only thing African Americans, black people ask for is treat everybody the same, because this is a white murderer he's a murderer, but it looks like he's getting extra special treatment, or like they're not coming at him hard, and it just happen to be he's white. When it's a mass murder and somebody's black, you don't get that extra gentleness of taking care of this person. Just like what's the guy that murdered the 9 people in church? They took him to I don't remember his name.
Dylan Roof.
Dylan Roof. The Burger King.
Yeah.
They took him to Burger King before they took him to prison. Like, just because it's like if you're a young white male under 20 and if you murder people or you commit a violent crime, you looked at it like they're young and you just made a mistake because you're young. How can we save him to become a productive adult?
Mm-hmm.
That's it, man. It was funny to me.
I don't see a situation where he goes to jail. I don't want to beat a dead horse because we're getting close to 30-minute mark. Merv, what is your icebreaker?
Yeah, man. Let's get something a little bit. Hey, Sean, you can come back now.
Now you got a work call. I'm pretty sure that was that.
Oh, you got a work call? Yeah, you know that motherfucker like to leave and shit.
Yeah, he be probably asking Ingrid to dial him. You dial me up real quick. You know what I'm saying?
I heard the bat phone ringing. So
hey,
I know
yeah, okay. Hey, Mark, you might be right. Hey, listen, that motherfucker. Every time you look down, that we text Ingrid. Every time you look down, all of a sudden you gotta leave and shit. And
you don't
and
get
Stack,
your ass off that pod.
Yeah, exactly. Stack, don't try to think it, boy. Come on, I heard the back call. No, we ain't had no fucking back call, nigga. You a back? Shit, you must come on, you're the back call.
No, hey, man, it's the work call has a distinct sound, man. That's all I'm saying. But y'all could very well be right. But
yeah.
Lighten the mood. Y'all know I gotta go. Y'all know I go with what I go with. So bring us back up.
Yeah. You, Stacks, you a necessary buzzkill.
Hey,
I said necessary. I said necessary. As a compliment, maybe backhanded compliment. I say you're a necessary buzzkill.
No, I mean we gotta stay up on our current events.
You know what? Strangely, I take that as a compliment, Merv. Thank you.
I know you do. Hey, y'all know what I do. Let's lighten this motherfucker up, man.
Right, go ahead.
Hey, so Mark gonna like this one. Anytime we talk about a TV show that Mark put us on to or he really likes, that motherfucker always smiles. Hey, so Weedy
shit.
and Snowfall actor, yo, they was playing a piano together and shit. Like that nigga was being taught how to play piano by Saweetie. Like, yo, nigga, I've never been into music for like instruments, but listen, she could teach me the keys any motherfucking time.
Of course she can.
Any motherfucking time. That nigga said, I wish I could play. Hey, Saweetie, if this go viral, your nigga Merv wish you could play too. Look at my fingers. Like, I need some help. So, hey, me and that nigga dark skin. But I'm American though. You know what I mean? You holler at your boy. So nigga on Snowfall is getting who moved my shit? But that's the appetizer. That's just appetizing. Let me tell you what that led to. So it says Snowfall actor shared a black and white video on his Instagram story on Monday, November 8th. So we playing the piano for him right before they burst into uncontrollable laughter. And Snowfall actor wrote he wished he could play. And that was his teacher. But in other Saweetie news, on Saturday, the My Type rapper tweeted that she wanted to have children. Now, this nigga so opportunistic. He got at least some pussy for us, man. He's trying to snatch all the pussy.
For you and Mark. For you and Mark. I'm good over here.
Hey, she said, I want to have more kids. And guess who the fuck responds? Motherfucking Nick Cannon gonna tweet her and put his fucking hand up.
Is this? Hold on. I gotta ask this, Merv and Mark. Does this fall in the realm of Dirty Mac type activity? I need to know.
Well, I mean, he's single.
It's at least borderline.
Is she single? But I'm like, it feels a little borderline to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little borderline.
It feels a little borderline.
Hey, she said, I want some babies, and that nigga instantly retweeted and responded with his hand up. That nigga's volunteering some more semen. This nigga got like 8 kids pregnant at the same time with eight different mamas. Yo, Nick Cannon, can you please leave some pussy for us? For us comment?
Merv, I'm good over here.
Man.
What are you talking about?
Never mind.
Why did you say I'm good over here?
I said you said you wanted
he just put his feet in.
Some for you.
Right.
I'm good over here.
I said for us.
That sound about right, Becca. You know what I mean? He just put his feet in. You know what I mean? He's like a guy. He's like a guy who's around the game. He's around the Dirty Mac game. You know what I'm saying? You know how Nick Cannon always hosts everything. He's the type, y'all mean, to host the Dirty Mac like ball, like the Players Haters ball. That's the Dirty Mac ball. Nick Cannon hosting it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, so I'm telling y'all now, y'all heard it here first on the guys. When you see Nick Cannon around Saweetie, or if you see Saweetie with a damn pregnant stomach, just know you heard it here from the guys first.
All right,
Nick Cannon then shot the club up.
Well, shoot, yeah, I'm like it might be him or it might be Franklin Saint. We don't really know. You know what I mean? We don't really know.
Hey man, I am rooting for Saint. It seems like Nick Cannon is because I know that old girl and Saint, and I call him by Saint every single time. I'm sorry. Yeah. I know her and Saint ain't together, but I want to go a little bit further than borderline because Nick Cannon see a moment happening that could happen, and he just slides on up in there. I think we can elevate this from borderline to at least moderate Dirty Mackin', can't we?
I mean, he's in the build. He's certainly in the build. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's in the building.
He in the, hey, Mark, you man, that nigga more than in the building, nigga.
Well, I'm gonna say like this, right? It's like a
Mark,
VIP section of Dirty Max. He's not in that. He's not sitting with Jermaine Jackson now. I mean, come on. He's not with Derek Jackson. I mean, come on now. He's not there.
Right, you know what? Hey, Mark, we might have to categorize that shit. We got a rated R Dirty Mac, and we got a PG-13 Dirty Mac.
Hey,
he's in the parental advisory above 13 Dirty Mac.
Hey, y'all should come out with a Mount Rushmore Dirty Mac.
Yes. Yeah. What's the joint they used to have? NC-17. He's like NC-17.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
NC-17 Dirty Mac.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Because the niggas about to have 8 kids at the same age, and none of them are twins. Well, yeah.
Spreading that seed, man. But it's about that time to get to our main topic. So we got a lot of folks backstage tonight. We'll go ahead and bring them on. Let's see. Bam.
Hey everybody.
Hey Becca.
And bam.
Hey man.
Yeah, Mel.
Hey
What up,
y'all.
y'all?
Hey, Team Bean.
Hey,
Hey Becca.
What's up?
hey.
How are you lovelies doing this evening? Let me address the lovelies first. How are you lovelies doing this evening?
Good. Doing good.
Good. How are you guys doing this evening?
Wait. You address them as the lovelies? Address
The
them
lovelies.
like we can't get some kind of
You
endearment?
should have may as well call us Dusty. I mean, if that's the case.
We can't have nothing, man.
Jeez.
Nothing.
I feel Dusty. I feel kind of like you
Nothing. I could think
indirectly call us Dusty.
I'm good. You called us the guys. That's what we're supposed to be. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Thank you.
Mark, you would give her an out. You would give her an out.
I definitely
got no class anyway, so he don't give a fuck. He from the streets.
You know what? You ain't gonna be doing work like that tonight.
Okay. We got a couple of things we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about how about change and growth. We're going to talk about toxicity, accountability, maintaining relationships. Now,
hey, hold on. Stacks, hold on real quick. Hey, Tina B, I really want you to show me how you do that all black shit. I would like to do that all black shit one time. I think I could pull it off. I know I'm dark skinned, but I think I could pull that shit. I want like all black.
She just has a black background with a black t-shirt
It's just
on.
a black, yeah.
And you got no lights on? You got no lights on?
Just the
Yeah,
one
I
in
got
front of
my
her.
ring light.
You got what? Oh, your ring light. So you just got the ring light, but you got the big light off.
Yeah.
Merv, you
And black
can't do
background.
that though. You
Why
can't.
can't do that? Is this
Because
a
you
black joke?
disappear.
Because
Is
the
this a
only
black
thing they're
joke?
gonna see is your eyes and the whites of your teeth. But you set
Well, I got
yourself
white
up
teeth
for
though.
that.
I got white teeth though. I got white teeth.
And that's all people are gonna see. They're not even gonna see your lips. They're gonna see it.
You trying to actively look like a Sambo out this motherfucker? That what you trying to do?
No, like listen. It looks sexy for Tina. I think it'll look sexy for me. I think it'd be like a sex load. That's a sexy nigga right there.
Y'all are not the same.
Whoa, I feel some kind of way right now.
Yes, you should.
Straight up, Merv looking at Tina after dark, and he want to do it. I got you. You know what I'm saying? I got you. You know what I mean? I feel you. I feel you on that.
Hey, my bad, Stacks. Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead with the schedule with the schedule program.
That's funny.
So we're going to talk about change, growth, toxicity. We're going to talk about maintaining relationships and other shit. Now, for the purposes of this pod, we will go into. I think when we're talking about toxicity and shit like that, I don't want to hit too much on man, woman type shit. I'm talking about like when you're building like relationships, friendships, circles and shit like that. But I know I know we start talking about toxicity and shit like that. There's going to be examples that people share where it's man or woman. That's fine. Feel free. But we're going to talk about we're going to go with change first. And if I can pull up the proper shiznit. All right. people look at you strange saying that you changed, like you work that hard to stay the same. Look like y'all doing this for a reason, and it happens most of the time. People change around you because they start treating you differently because of your success. And let me take the banner down so we can give the author his credit. That comes from, I didn't ask him to put this on the internet. Sorry, Sean, but this comes from the
Sean, where you at, Sean? We need you, Sean.
God MC, Jay-Z.
Brooklyn, stand up.
That's you said a mouthful there. Now when people talk change and shit like that, if you change, it's always kind of like a negative. To me, a lot of times it's a negative connotation to people changing, but change to me is a part of actual growth. So what I'd like to do is break down change, growth through the years. We want to focus on I guess from young adulthood, let's go from 20, 30 to 30. I think most of us in this age group, we're 40. Some of us ain't quite reached that yet, a 40 mark, but all of us in the same age range. So there's good change and bad change and shit like that. So I just want to deep dive into that type of shit tonight. Now, based on what Jay-Z said on these bars, they are bars. Let's be honest. What do you all? Who want to go first? What do you think? Let me put this back up because I think we want Sean to see this.
I don't want to see this. Like, what does it have to do with the topic tonight? What do you?
We're talking about change, man. I mean, can I talk my shit for a minute?
Look at him. Look at Sean. Look.
He just left.
This what happened.
Yeah, I guess not.
That dude, he done changed on us that quick. Anyway, Mel,
hey,
what do you think?
You got a fan, just to let you know. I don't know who that is.
Hey, Tay. Well, go ahead. Go ahead, guys.
Hey, yo, what's my train of thought? Mel, what does these lines from Jay-Z say for you? God MC, excuse me, I'm sorry, Jay-Z.
Nick, you really use a Jay-Z song to like? Okay, go ahead. It's funny, but go ahead.
Yeah.
You on mute.
Put it back up. I like to break it down while I'm talking.
I most certainly will. Most certainly will.
All right. You change. Okay, so this basically means to me that people can't acknowledge the fact that you've changed and that your change is growth and your change is good. Your change for you is a good thing. Like, you had to change. I'm a firm believer that if you don't change, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're not moving forward. And if you're not moving forward, what are you doing? Right? Mm-hmm. So change is good. Change is inevitable. Change is going to happen regardless if you like it or not. If other people aren't changing it around you, then of course they may feel like you're not changing for the good because you're not stuck in the same boat that you've been in where they were. And so I mean that's just what this means to me. Like, you're not doing the same things as your circle was doing in the past. You've elevated yourself. You moved to a different circle, and those people have acknowledged that, but they haven't moved forward themselves. They're still stuck in the same place, and because they're stuck in the same place, they can't recognize that the change that you've done is good. So that's how I take that.
Interesting. Very interesting. Mark?
I'm gonna say like this. I think a lot of people, who you come up around, a lot of them want you to stay exactly who you are, who you were before, right? But it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, if you don't change, you're going to find yourself doing the same shit over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to elevate. And I was like, the people, who truly got love for you want to see you elevate. They want to see you go take that next step, make that next boss move and things like that. But I'm like, it could be people around you who you've known for all your life or whatever. And it's just like, once you start doing something different, they hate you. You know what I'm saying? And that's where, you know, all them little comments come from. Oh, yeah, I see your little business. Oh, I see you, big dog. I'm trying to be like you. Must be nice. That's where all that stuff come from because you decided to do something different. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, you know, you can take it even back to when you were younger, right? It's just like, yo, you know, you made a decision to go to college, or you made a decision to, you know what I'm saying, work for the city, or you made a decision, you know what I mean, for to go into the military or whatever. I'm like, man, there's people who hated on all of that. You know what I'm saying? And that could have been your man's, like, or your friend or whatever, and they weren't feeling it. What you mean you taking a job with the city? Yo, well, you know, the money good, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So they're going to try to talk you out of a job because they couldn't get it. Didn't you apply for the same job? Yeah, man. But that job wasn't real enough for me, man. You know what I mean? I was giving them real shit and this and that. You know what I mean? So basically, you know what I mean, you call me a sellout for taking it, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like little shit like that you deal with in the beginning, but you still want to deal with it along the way. And people like that, you got to shrek them off your list. No argument, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just leave them where they at. You know what I'm saying? The ones who rocking with you, they gonna rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Trust me.
All right. Tina, thoughts?
Okay, so I'm definitely what Mel and Mark said, and I'm gonna just give y'all like a really short story. Really short. My mom, I grew up in the church. I don't want to go heavy into religion because that's a whole different ball game. But I, at one point, decided to turn my life around, give it to God, get baptized. So when you sign up for that, they don't just baptize you. You go through, you know, a phase where you're going to church. They walking with you. They, you know, you learning some things, this and the third. They telling you what to prepare for. They telling you that the devil gonna rock. He gonna fight you. You gonna see your friends acting funny towards you, this and the third. And I'm like, oh, all right. And I was in high school, so that it happened. So I was like, yeah, tell my friends, you know, you tell your friends everything. Yeah, I'm about to get baptized, this and the third. And they like, what's one of your goals that you want to do? And I curse a lot. Y'all know that. But I had the mouth of a sailor. So at that time, my focus on was to stop doing that. And it was like, yeah, right. To my face. Yeah, right. You ain't doing that. This and the third. It was so much negative energy. And you was like, y'all supposed to be my friends. And it's like they took me for a joke. Like I can't change. You know what I'm saying? So that was eye opener. And I got baptized. I know the Lord very well. So I may be ratchet sometimes, but he is still within me. And I can have a conversation about that with anybody. But people don't look at me and see that. They don't see like, oh, she's spiritual. Oh, she religious. I am. But they don't see that. So they just judge them on the outside. But yeah, I went through that, and it was hard to go through, to know you didn't have that support and they didn't believe you and stuff like that. But sometimes, you know, when you change, you just got to keep it moving. Whoever fall off. Peace.
Mm-hmm. All right, good insight. Merv, I'm not going to ask you the same question. So, where does it get to the point where the change in someone is problematic, negative change?
You say where it gets to the point where the change is problematic?
Yeah, whereas change and growth is a good thing. But sometimes people change. It's I'll say switch up on you and shit like that.
I think that happens when I think that happens when people look at their blessings and act like their blessings is better than other people's blessings, and act like their blessings cannot be removed. You know, it's I forgot the same word for word, but it was like, you know, the same person you passed to go up that ladder can be the same person. It can be the same person that that you're looking at when you fall off the ladder. So I think the change can be problematic when you have people that I want to say forget where they come from. But I kind of don't want to say that because a lot of people use that as a fake narrative when they're saying people have changed. But for lack of better words, for the point, you do have some people that kind of like forget their foundation of where they came from, the struggle. They forget the struggle, and when let's say they finally made it to the top, and you got other people below that haven't been blessed to reach to that point of where they don't have to struggle anymore, and you start treating them like they're the help or you better than them. And I think that's what could become problematic, and that could be any situation. You know what I mean? Like if you talk about a job, y'all start the same point. Or you hire somebody. Let's say you hire somebody, and at that point, you're above them. That person can end up being your boss, and then start talking down on you. But then they get fired, and then stuff can change. Job wise, if you talk about friend wise, like when your friends might become financially successful and stable, where you still living check to check, and where they might want to go to all this fancy shit, you can't go to it. Then they look at you and you like, well, let's go to somewhere else that's not expensive, and they look down on you. So I think it could be problematic when you lose your humbleness and your humility of your blessings, and then you treat other people that haven't reached their blessings yet lower than you.
That was a lot.
I was gonna say the same thing too. Humble and
Becca?
not being grateful. Sometimes when you're not grateful for what you have, you think that you deserve it, and you don't realize that it's a blessing. Sometimes we get what we work for, but there are times like what Tina said, like when you recognize that there's a God or whatever it is that you worship, you also know that you get things that you don't deserve, just because somebody wants to, just because there's a blessing that you're supposed to get. You can't take everybody with you, right? So when you grow, and you're growing outside of the people in your circle, you have some that may have some resentment towards that. Especially if your growth means that it doesn't include them, they may become jealous, resentful, and they could, if you let them, jeopardize your growth. So you have to step away from that, and then that's where what Merv said, where people think that they're better than you, because they're getting a blessing that you're not getting. So no humility, no gratefulness, being hateful towards people, being mean towards people, just your behavior and how you treat others. That's when I think a change can really become problematic.
Let's go deeper into that, because there's a statement that I think Merv might have said, and you repeated, Rebecca, and I actually hate this phrase. I absolutely loathe it. And I'll tell you why. It's true in some cases, but I think that it's overly used. That's some people's go-to. Now, I want to kind of ask some of y'all, well, especially Mervin and Rebecca. What is that? I'm trying to get maybe I get a better idea of that what that statement means to you. And anybody else who wants to answer that, they can.
I think when you say that you think you're better than somebody, usually it's tangible things, right? If someone is on the bus and you have a car, you're better than that person walking, because the car is better than being on the bus. If you live in an apartment and this person lives in a house, you think you better than somebody because you live in a house. It's like, yeah, I have more space. I have a bigger living space. I'm more comfortable. You're in your tiny little apartment. You don't have as much as luxury as I have. It could be clothes. It could be shoes. It could be money. It could be it could be almost anything tangible that people can physically see where you like, oh, you think you better than somebody. It could also be mentality. Like people who don't own businesses are usually told by other people who do own businesses. It would be like, oh, you think you better than somebody? Oh yeah, I own my own business. I don't have to ask nobody to take a day off or go on lunch break. I can run my own self. And it's like, you think you're better than someone because you own a business, but you work more than I do. Like when I clock out, I clock out. When you own a business, you have to be concerned about your business 24/7. So you think you're better than somebody, but you don't get a break. I get a break. So once I clock out, guess what? My job is not my concern until the next morning. You owning a business, you have to think about that all day, every day. So, a lot of people would be like, more tangible physical things that they can see that others don't have. That's the mentality where they think you're better than, because when you're down here, anything above you is better.
So I like that you said that, because I was gonna go ahead and say that it's no, correct me if I'm wrong, it's normally the people that are looking at someone saying that you think you're better than me. And then that person can sit here and say, like me, I'm not better than you, but I might be doing better than you. And that's totally different. That's a totally different statement. I don't think I'm better than anyone. Tina, I'm sure you don't think you're better than anyone. Stacks, I don't think you think you're better than anyone, but it's a fact that you may be doing better than other people. So when people feel inferior to the things that you have, the tangible things that Becky said, the tangible things, when people feel like they're inferior, or they want the things that you have, or they haven't been able to attain the things that you have, or achieve the lifestyle that you've achieved, or got the job or the promotion that you've received, then their mindset, you think you're better. But that's not necessarily true. You're doing better, but you're not any better, because we're all people. But you might be doing better based off of what your life plan is. And if that person has that promotion in their life plan, or that luxury car in their life plan, or let's take it back to the children, the husband, that part of that family dynamic. Mm-hmm. If that person doesn't have what they think they should have at that moment in their life, and you've achieved it, then they're looking at you like you think you're better. But that's not true. You may be doing better, but it's all about how you view your life and where you think you should be in your life. So I don't think I'm better than anyone, but it's a fact that I might be doing better than others, and it's on them to place that on me, not me. I can't help it. That's not anything that I would ever say to anyone.
These are damn. I like the way you
real
put
quick,
that
right now. I agree with you, but here's the thing, and not you per se. But I'm gonna say other people that say I'm doing better. Are you really? You feel what I'm saying? Because maybe what's for you is not for me. You feel what I'm saying? So okay, you're doing better, but maybe you're into this. You're into corporate. So that doesn't compare to me, who does art or is in creativity or some type of fashion or some type of thing like that. So are you necessarily doing better than me, or we just on different avenues and we doing great in our own avenues?
I feel you, but remember I said that it's normally the person that doesn't feel like they're where they should be in life. So I may not, because personally I don't feel. Yeah, exactly. They're projecting your accomplishments based off of what they haven't been able to achieve or they haven't been able to accomplish. So you're right. It is the mindset of that person that's making that statement, where they feel like they should be in their life. Because if they're on that same path that you're on, if they're on that same corporate ladder, that's normally who they're comparing themselves to. But you could be compared to someone that's on the artistic wavelength, that wants to be on a podcast, that wants to write a book, that wants to be able to be outspoken and be vocal, and they haven't necessarily been comfortable with who they are in order to be able to achieve those things. So then that person may look at you and say, hey, Tina, you may think you're better than me, just because they haven't been able to achieve the things that you've achieved, but they wanted to achieve the things that you have achieved.
Right, because society got this thing where, if you married and you have your kids, you're better. Oh, if you went to college, you're better. Maybe college ain't for me. And I could be brilliant and make billions of dollars and never went to no daggone college or had no degree. You feel what I'm saying?
And I have one student loan.
That's how I feel. When I look at my circle, my friends, my family, I don't think anybody is better than anybody. Now, what they think they're going with that's on them. That's their brains, whatever. I feel like everybody is special in their own way. So you may be great at math and I may be great at social studies. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like it's a balance, but people don't look at it as a balance. They still here trying to tip the scale. But it's really like what you can do, I can't do, but I can do this and you can't do this. But instead of trying to put somebody on or show them what you can do or show them what you can do and bring it all together, they don't do that. It's, oh, I'm better than you or I'm doing better than you. Like, why are we even having that conversation if we cool as hell? You know what I'm saying?
That's so hold on, real quick.
You gotta watch that though.
Like Mel says, that typically never comes from the end of that. That's an inward type statement where nobody ever says, I'm better than you. That typically comes to me.
Some people do say that.
Yeah, some people do say that.
Here's why I hate the statement. I think it reeks of insecurity. If you got to tell somebody that you think you better than them, maybe you do think that they're better than you. That's how I look at it. Maybe you do think that person is better than you are. If you got to make
say
that
like
statement.
this is a statement. This is a statement. This is a statement. You got to watch, and you got to watch who's saying it to you. Because I seen this play out in the worst way, where, somebody, they said that to a person, then it's just like, they talking amongst, we in the same circle, and just like, yeah, man, that boy really think he's somebody, or whatever. And this, that, and the third. And I'm like, it was I remember a story of two guys who were friends, and then one guy started doing better. And then, this guy had him set up to be robbed. Like, that's, it wasn't about getting what he had. It was just hate. Just, I'm just like, that just wasn't cool. But I'm like, man, some people will carry it like that. So when you have people, really who just come at you with that type of venom, you really got to get away from that person, because you just don't know what they have in their head and their heart. Yeah. And if you catch them on the wrong day, they looking to do harm to you. So you got to really get away from that person. Like, somebody have that energy towards me, I don't even want to be around them, because I'm just like, I don't know what they thinking. It's just like, you more on guard. But this somebody you came up with, somebody you was cool with, and now, for they looking, to do harm to you. It can get to that level, So that's why you gotta watch that. You know what I'm saying?
So real quick, Merv, and y'all gotta watch out for subliminal ass comments from people that's supposed to be your friends. It could be some subliminal ass shit like, oh, you should go back to school, but you gotta hear how they say it. You gotta hear how they say, or you should do this. Like, they know you on the road to do this, but they're like, but I think you should do this. You gotta watch out for shit like that too, because sometimes it's not from a good place. Sometimes they trying to say, I don't like what you're doing. I don't think you should go that way, and this is the way to go.
They trying to hold you back.
That shouldn't matter if you just said earlier people do choose their own path, and it shouldn't be really no judgment on who's better at what. So that really shouldn't matter, in my opinion. Like, you march to the beat of your own drum.
Sometimes you have people that you call your friends, and you should know how I am. You feel what I'm saying? So why you keep trying to steer me in this direction, knowing that I don't fuck with that direction, I don't like that direction doesn't fit me, I already tried it, and you still trying to push me that way. Like, what I'm doing is not up to your standards.
I will tell you, Tina, real quick, Merv. I'm not taking away from how you feel, but I get tons of advice as far as what I should do, or when I need to make a decision, and I don't really think, even if it's something that I want to do or whatever, if somebody is telling me, if it's somebody I trust that knows me, I'm going to go with their gut. If I respect them as a mentor or somebody that I hold in high regard, giving advice, I'm going to go with that. I mean, I guess I don't have that problem where I don't think there's anybody that I run with that would try to point me in the wrong direction.
So
it's not necessarily wrong, but they trying to make you them, and you're not them. And it's like they're not accepting the fact of the person of who you are. They want you to be like them.
All right. So the one word that everybody is talking about, every person point, everybody has talked up until now from Stacks putting up, you think that you better than everybody. The one word that summarizes everything is perspective. All right. Everybody has a different perspective. And unless you communicate with that person, then their perspective could come off like you think. John's perspective could come off like he's better than Jack if they don't communicate or they don't know what each other's perspective is. So like Tina, when you said that somebody's like, well, you should go to school. Some people's perspectives is for you to be successful, you got to go to school. Some people's perspectives is for you to be successful, you got to start your own business. So a lot of times where you think you're better than everybody is usually a miscommunication or a lack of communication where they haven't really talked or they really don't know each other. Even if you friends or you think you friends, you might not really know each other because some people, based off their upbringing or their circle, they don't want to work for somebody, or they don't want to own a business, or they don't like. They might. So when I say perspective, everybody got a perspective of what they consider success. Somebody might consider themselves successful if they get married and have kids. They succeeded in life.
Yeah, people do think that.
Somebody could be like, I'm not successful until I become a CEO of this corporate 500 company. Or somebody might not be successful until they have their ownership of a business they can pass down to their kids. So a lot of times when somebody's like, you think you're better than everybody, is a lot of times is the perspective is off and they don't really know that person. But I do agree with sometimes it is a insecurity where their perspective might be the same as yours, where their success is to having a house. You got a house, they don't have a house yet, and they might feel some kind of way. Now, also, that's the tangible version. But some people look at how you act. You might have bad energy. You might have bad energy, bad persona, bad aura about your goddamn self. And when you walk, you don't really talk to people. When you go in public places, you don't talk to people. Or when you're around a group of people, you only talk to a certain amount of. You only talk to certain people. You might only talk to 2 people out of a certain group. Every time they see you, you only talk to certain people, and that certain person might be a certain status. So based off that, somebody could be like, you think you better than everybody. It could come off how you act. Some people just, and they might not know it, but some people just don't have good energy or juju about themselves around people where they come off snootish, come off snobby, come off self-centered. And it might not be that way, but they never really talk. So since they never really talk, the perspective is based on what I see intangibly. You act like you better than me. You don't even tell me, you can't say, damn mother, you can't say hello. So it's all perspective with everything, the intangibles and the tangible, with the whole mindset when somebody feel like you think you better than everybody, or somebody is the target when people think you're better than them. Because real quick, like my freshman year in college, I went home just about every damn weekend. By my sophomore year, people was asking me, damn, you forgot where you live? I had people from my hometown saying, I act like I don't live in Georgetown no more. I act like I don't represent Georgetown no more. I act like I'm better than Georgetown. And these people that were saying that, I wasn't even talking to them on a daily basis. It was like rumors and shit from what was supposedly said about me or based on what they think I was acting like. So, like I said, that statement is a lot of perspective, a lot of times lack of communication or insecurities.
Merv.
But I can
Or
communicate.
Hold on, real quick, Merv. I hate when you tell that story because it comes from a place where somebody see you develop and growing, and that's why I brought up this topic. Somebody said that shit because you was doing your thing and they didn't like that shit, man. That's why I say it's insecure. Like somebody whoever said that saw you doing your thing, you growing, you out of school, you out there in another environment, and they ain't like that shit. Probably somebody that, damn, I ain't gonna say that because that sound really insensitive. But somebody that saw you doing your thing, and they was like, you know what? Damn, I wish I was doing what he's doing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's what that was, and that's what it is.
And one other thing, and then I'll let everybody go. Also, and I think Tina might alluded to this. You say you think that you're better than everybody. The other thing, and Stacks, I may be jumping the gun. Other than you think that you're better than everybody, people don't want to. You got some people that don't want to acknowledge your blessings. And a lot of times when you're blessed, you know what I'm saying? They say prayer without work is dead. They just look at your blessings and act like it just came to you. Well, they didn't see the hard work that you put in. Because I'll say this as well. Believe it or not, like y'all know me on here. So what I'm about to say, y'all probably gonna look at me crazy. I had people ask, all right, so this is not a bragging thing, okay? But
fuck your shit, nigga. Fuck that.
So like I had like my mom was the type that if you graduate from college, any one of her kids that graduate from college, you get a car of your choice, and she'll get it for you. She covered the first 6 months, and then you gotta take over. But if you don't know me like that, you don't know what my situation is because I keep shit to myself. So you don't know what my situation is. So right out of college, I had a very nice Lexus. Right out as soon as I graduated from college, I didn't have a big time job, but I had a mom who did this for all her kids. Believe it or not, people was saying I must be selling drugs.
That's
come with the territory, man.
Hey, Merv, my brother who was driving a Mercedes, it was, and the thing is, I don't know why people be really thinking that if you got like a lot of money if you're driving a foreign car, but he got the same thing. But it was from one of his friends' relatives. They say you need to watch out riding around with him because he got to be selling drugs to have a car like that. Which is that's a black thing that we do. That's some hating shit. As well, where you thinking, oh well, if you driving a car like that, you got to be doing something illegal, and that's to me that's that slavery mentality and shit like that, where you think a motherfucker can't honestly get a nice car for themselves, where you not like you said earlier, you're not recognizing that journey or all the hard work and dedication that it took for them to get to that goal of getting that damn car, which is bullshit. But yeah, that's how we are.
Right. Yeah, I got a car. And people be like, "Oh, you the only child. You spoiled." My parents is Jamaican. That's number one. Okay, my father is country than a motherfucker. Okay, he one of them country Jamaican men. I didn't get a car because it's your birthday. You turned 18. Here go a car. I got a car because I was in college. I was working. By the time I got off work, he had to be asleep so he could go to work in the morning, and the buses stopped running. My daughter's busting her ass, going to school and working, can't get home. I can't come get her because I need to sleep to provide for my family in the morning. She need a car. That's why I got a damn car.
Yeah.
Right. Tina, I feel you. Same thing. Like, I mean, I can think of two scenarios where somebody said, you think you're better than everybody, or you think you're better than me, because they see where you're at right now, but they don't know your story. I can say one time for sure. This young lady, we had mutual friends. We were mutual friends, and I own my own house. I have a decent, I have a nice car. I don't really need for anything. I've worked hard for the things that I have.
Right.
And she literally told me to my face that, but you don't know about that struggle. And I was thinking to myself, we were talking about like money and things like that, and she had the audacity to tell me, but you don't know about that struggle. And I was just thinking to myself, like 5 years ago, I got divorced. You know what I'm saying? Like I got divorced. I had to start over from $50 in a checking account to, making X amount of dollars a year, being a retail manager, working, 40, 60, 40, however many hours I worked a week, holidays. And I'm like, but I don't know that struggle. But you don't know. You see where I am right now. You see this red Lexus that that pulls up. You see this nice house that you're sitting in while we're having a drink. She was sitting in my house. She was sitting in my house and told me to my face, I don't know that struggle because you see where I came from. You see where I am, but you don't know where I came from. So I'm like,
I just sent her to the streets. That's
but not even
that.
Walk
though.
home. Why you mad though?
I was like, but you
that my struggle ain't your struggle.
But we all struggle. But we all had to struggle at some point in life.
It's funny you say that.
People compare their struggles.
It's funny you say
that. Becca said some real shit right there. Becca said some real shit. People compare their struggles.
Yes,
and that's
win the struggle award.
And that's where we mess up at. Like people compare struggles and people compare like. If you get your Stacks, you had your house for a minute. So just because you got your house 8 years ago, you shouldn't compare your success or your achievements to other people's achievements. And that's what a lot of us do. Like I might be like, let's say I'm 40 and Stacks, you 31, you already a homeowner. And then people like, damn, he got a home at 31 years old. I'm 40. I still got a house, and then people look at that and create all kind of perspectives from that shit, man. Just like Becca said, people compare struggles, and that's where that you think you're better than everybody because you compare struggles, and that subconsciously creates an insecurity in your head from fucked up perspective.
Yeah, and Merv, it's funny, Mel, you hit the nail on the head because people. I don't think people know that divorce struggle, yo.
Listen,
like, I'm talking about. Let me tell y'all my testimony really quick. When I got divorced, I was changing stations from Louisiana to Georgia. Negatives in my account. My wife had contacted my command and said that I wasn't supporting the family back in Louisiana or whatever, and I had to print out my bank statement saying I'm not in Louisiana. Who's making these withdrawals or whatever? I'm talking about not all about shit stories, just starting from scratch. But people don't see. People don't. I don't really never talk about my. But that's a struggle. I mean, I think the three people want to know that divorce struggle. But people will look at you and see that you're doing your thing, and they automatically assume that you ain't struggle.
Listen,
that's crazy.
They will say the most ridiculous things.
That's wild.
And it's really all just projection and competition, and it reeks, like you said, of insecurity. And we've all dealt with people and have been in situations like that. Even my mom is thriving and surviving, and people are asking her, "How are you doing so good since your husband is deceased?" Like when my dad died, they really thought that my mother was gonna be, on a corner with a sign, "We'll work for food." Like when my father was a smart, intelligent man. So when my father died, my mother does not have to want for nothing.
So let me ask you
the funeral paid for in cash. So but she's also a widow. So you see her doing good right now, and you're wondering why she's doing so good because you know, most women who are in situations where their husband died, they attribute the lifestyle that woman had to that man's money. So when she is able to continue with her life and that man is gone, they don't understand why. They feel like she should be down and out because she's you know, a widow. And it's just like, you worried about me doing good and my husband is dead, and that's the first thing you think about is how my mother has a red Lexus too, 2020. The first thing you think about is to ask me how I got my Lexus, and you're not even concerned that I have a dead husband. What is wrong with you?
Hey, Becca, well, that happens and it's sad, but a lot of times they're not really asking that. What they're trying to ask is, well, damn, how much was the life insurance policy? Is what they're really trying to ask without asking. So let me ask y'all this: everything we talked about for that came from this, you think that you're better than everybody? Can we assign this to toxic mentality? Do y'all think that's toxic mentality? What we just talked about in the past? 15 minutes.
Yeah, because all that could play into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you know, I mean, think about how toxic this is, right? And I said this earlier. I'm just like, it could be somebody that you know, that you good with or was good with or whatever. And you know what I mean, you start to do better, you know, for yourself. And it's just like, you know what I'm saying? I think Boosie has said this one time, right? He's like, they see you getting money. They can't get money with you. They can't stop you from getting no money. So the only thing they have left in their head is to do harm to you, kill you, hurt you. Like, if that ain't toxic, I don't know what is. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Y'all know I'm an open book, right? I gotta represent for the only child people out there. People think because you're the only child, like I said, you spoiled this and that shit is no joke. That shit is hard as hell. Coming from Caribbean parents, the age gap between my parents. I went through high school by myself. Okay, so I'm sitting here learning high school and trying to tell them how, because we different. I grew up here in the States. They from there. The way they was raised is not how. I mean, they raising me, but I'm still Americanized because I was born here. Then you go to college and they make too much money for me to get financial aid. Now we paying out of pocket. They don't understand deferred payments and all the other shit. I'm learning that myself. And I got to tell my parents and teach them what I'm learning for them to support me to even try to get through school without financial aid. Okay? And people don't understand. I'm 38. I live at home. I don't give a fuck. Y'all sitting there talking about, oh, well, you spoiled because you live at home with your parents, but in the same breath saying, I wish I could still live at home. You chose to move out. You mad at me because I still live at home? But guess what? I'm not just chilling. I can't even come in from work and step in the door without hearing them medical bills. Can you call the medical, the insurance company? This happened. My parents are older. There's a gap between us. I do everything for them, all the way down to their fucking cell phones. Do you understand me?
So
and it's
Tina,
just me. And
so
all
Tina,
that shit fall on me. I don't have no brothers and sisters to help. And then to think that you gotta sit there and go through their medical stuff, and then you want my father talking about DOs. He wants do not resuscitate. This is just me. If anything happened to them, it's just me in this world by myself. And I don't give a fuck about, oh, you got friends, oh, you got cousins. That's still not what I'm dealing with within myself. It's not the same. It's not the same as having a sibling or having somebody a sibling that I could lean on, or they could take some of the burden off with me, or even think about dealing with losing your parents and it's just you. Everything fall on me. And my father had that conversation with me when I was 15. He said, God forbid me and your mother go. And that was the realest conversation he has had with me. I never forgot it. It's just you.
So Tina, the toxic perspective from that would be when people find out that you live at home, they automatically think you got it easy. You ain't got no bills. You ain't got nothing to worry about. And you ain't got no responsibility. So you should be doing great for yourself.
Right, I should be rich, doing great, but they don't know what I'm doing. How the fuck you don't know I don't got no bills? You don't know what the fuck I pay up in here. You don't know shit. You don't know how I feel when I walk up in here from a tired day of work and now I got to try to hurry up and call insurance companies, doctors, and all this other shit before shit close.
But you gotta take care of them.
Or if
You know, that's the part they don't understand.
I gotta handle my parents' family shit. They paperwork. You don't know, and it's just me. I ain't even get to where they at. And then you thinking in your head, because I don't have no kids, who the fuck gonna take care of me when I get their age?
And then, wait, what happened? Oh shit. I'm
trying to segue. You kind of like taking over, and if you can let me continue, that'll be great.
My bad. Oh, I thought I was trying to help. Just call me to help.
I'm good.
This nigga stupid.
All right, let's go into the great segment, guys. Let's go into the.
Want me to read it?
Yeah, sure. Hold on, let me change up.
Hey, Stack. She don't like the way you read because that last thing you read was like,
No, that we talked about this. That is not it. Merv, you being toxic.
My bad. I'm guilty.
That's your first step.
I didn't. You know what, man? I really wish that you had start talking earlier than waited till the age of like 8 or 5 to talk because you won't shut the fuck up.
Whoa! Why are you telling my personal story? Fucked up just because you know about it.
You said that on here already.
I did. Well, they forgot.
He said I did.
So you think you better than me because you started talking at 1.5, nigga?
No, I think I could talk better than you. That's why. All right, Becca, go ahead. Since I apparently can't read, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna take this off the screen so I can read it. If you know someone who's difficult and causes a lot of conflict in your life, you may be dealing with a toxic person. These people can create lots of stress and unpleasantness for you and others, not to mention emotional or even physical pain. A toxic person is anyone whose behavior adds negativity and upset to your life. Many times people who are toxic are dealing with their own stresses and trauma. To do this, they act in ways that don't present them in the best light and usually upset others along the way. Toxicity in people isn't considered a mental disorder, but there could be underlying mental problems that cause someone to act in toxic ways.
I ain't like the last sentence. That's a cop-out to me.
What's the last sentence, Merv?
Toxic is not a mental disorder.
No.
I'm actually glad they said that shit.
No, not that part. Because I agree with toxic is not a mental disorder. But there could be underlying mental problems that cause someone to act in toxic ways. Some people use that as a cop-out. That is true. That is true. I think that's 50-50. That's all. That's all I'm saying. 50-50. Half true, half wrong.
I think that there are a lot of reasons why people are toxic. Generational issues, repressed things that happen in their childhood,
coping mechanisms,
being able to cope. And I think that the toxic part of it is not recognizing those issues that they have and fixing them. So yes, I think everybody, let's just be honest, everybody has some type of toxicity, whatever, however you want to say it, inside of them. Everyone has it, and it's because of what we saw when we were younger, or what we dealt with, in our childhood. And it is, are you mature enough to handle that in order to fix those things in your life so you are no longer toxic? I can own up to some of my toxic traits, and I know where they stem from. I can be honest. How many of us on this panel right now can be honest and say that you have toxic traits, that you know where they came from, and that you're actively working on fixing them. And you come to a place in your life when you're like late 30s, where you're like, oh my goodness, if I don't fix some of these things within my life, I'm never going to find happiness. I'm never going to find peace. And that is a scary moment when you reach to a point in your life when you're like, damn, son, I might be the toxic one in this situation? And what are you prepared to do to fix it? So I don't care what anybody say. Everybody have toxic traits, but do you know where they stem from? Are you actively working on fixing them? Or are you just oblivious to the fact that you may be toxic? And then I have a problem with people that are toxic and they do toxic things. And then when you react to them being toxic, now it's a problem. Okay, yeah, I'm toxic because of the way I reacted to your toxic behavior. Okay,
so Mel,
that's the problem that I have with people.
And Mel, I agree with everything.
I said a mouthful.
Yo, let me piggyback off that. I'm right here. My name is Tina B. This is me, and I am toxic. And
welcome, Tina B.
I'm toxic. I'm toxic.
I feel like it's AA right now.
I am.
This is TA. This is Toxic Anonymous.
TA. This is TA.
But there was a time where I'm like, this is how I am. This it is what it is, right? But now I'm at the stage in my life where I'm like, but this is all I know. This is how I cope. This is how I guard myself. This and the third. Yes. But I am not that 38-year-old that doesn't take heed or I'm not listening. Now, it may take me a longer time to process what you're saying to me. I could sit there and be like, but nah. Okay, but what about this? I like to ask questions, right? But then after I hang up with you or me and you part ways, I start thinking about everything you said and I start looking at myself. So I'm trying. I'm not one of those, I'm set in my ways. This is what it is. Bang, 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 bang. Woo, woo, woo. I'm not that. And I'm glad I'm not that. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. But I'm still open. And sometimes I may not take in what you're saying in that moment, but I promise you I'm hearing you. It just takes me a longer time to process it. And I'm trying to become a better person.
So I like I said, I agree with Mel, and Tino, you piggyback off Mel, I agree with you as well. Like I said, one thing I didn't agree with, like the mental capacity can cause people to be toxic. I do believe like your upbringing and your experiences, you know what I'm saying, can affect how you are when you become an adult. And I don't think adults really give kids enough credit on how much they pay attention to when we're coming up, that what stuff that we see or experience as 5, 8, 10, 12, 13-year-olds can contribute to our toxic or our rash behavior when we become adults. In my opinion, that's experiences that kind of like bring that out of us. And yes, everybody has a toxic in them. Like I joke with my boys, right? Like yo, yeah, all of us got, everybody got 10% of I ain't just saying shit. That's equivalent to Mel saying toxic. I feel like everybody has a toxic, and it's a matter of how you control that urge to be toxic, or to respond. And like I said, just sometimes I feel like people use, okay, I got a mental state as a cop out. They do something crazy. Oh yeah, I'm just not mentally there, and that's why I did that. And that's not Stacks. No, I've always been against that. Like I feel like that's the go-to. Anytime somebody do something toxic or bad or fucked up or crazy, they immediately go to that insanity defense. Somebody murder somebody is insanity. Somebody do something violent is insanity. So that's my only thing why I didn't like that last sentence. Because I feel like that's a go-to cop-out. But everybody has a toxic trait like Trail said. I mean, like Mecca's, damn, I'm drinking. Like Mel said, everybody has toxic within them. Is how we are able to cope with that, handle that, and handle the urge of responding and matching energy with somebody that's being toxic to you. But sometimes motherfuckers only understand that language.
Man, sometimes toxic is okay though. Sometimes it's okay though. Like
sometimes that's the only language they understand.
Because
Marv,
That's
what's your toxic trait, Merv? What's your toxic trait?
He's poking the bear.
Merv, what's your toxic trait?
My toxic trait, a nonchalant asshole.
Okay. Stacks, what's your toxic trait?
I don't have one.
Lie.
That's what it
That's
is.
a toxic person right there.
Hey, bye. He's not even being honest with his goddamn self, and this is his topic. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my goodness, Mark, what's your toxic trait?
Shoot, probably go. I don't know. Just I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
I'll bring you back, nigga.
But you know what though? I'm gonna say like this. For me, it's just like I just like doing me. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like other people might have a problem with how I conduct myself, but I don't. And maybe they could be right. Like they could be right on some shit. But it's just like, but it feel good to me. So I don't know if I think about it like that, but they could be right.
I do have a toxic trait.
Okay. Bring it back to you.
He just don't want to say it on public.
No, I ain't got no problem. I ain't got no problem with it. I have very low expectations for humans. I just really do. I may be painted. Mark called me negative all the time, which I think is bullshit. He's literally the only one who called me negative. Probably other people on this panel called me negative as well.
Hold, real shit. Hold on, time out. Nigga, who can you name somebody that know besides your mom, dad, and your siblings? Nigga, can you name somebody that know you better than me?
Yeah.
No, you can't. But go ahead.
A couple. You forgot.
This is a toxic friendship. This is a toxic friendship right here.
I was in the military for 20 years, and all of the hundreds of brothers and sisters that I've gained through my military service, you're the first one to call me negative. But I don't take offense to it. I understand. Let me finish. I have very high standards. And I expect people. I have high expectations for people. So when I get really disappointed, and this is when I get really disappointed when I feel as though the way I am isn't kind of reciprocated. You know what I'm saying?
But what's your toxic? Listen, nigga, this is not an interview. You answer that shit like this is a fucking interview. Like, what's your greatest weakness? And you thought of a weakness that also make you look good, nigga. That's not a toxic. Your toxic trait is you look at everything from a negative angle. So when you see something, you automatically assume that shit is negative. You automatically assume.
You know what though? You know what I'm saying?
I look at everything from a negative angle. You sure you want that's the hill you want to die on, Murph?
So let's say, okay, you want me to say,
you know what?
I know you literal, so let me not say everything. Majority of the shit that you look at is from a negative angle, and anything that happens from somebody, you look at it from a negative angle, no matter what relation. No. Majority of shit is from a negative angle.
And let me tell you the issue.
I said majority.
Your nonchalant bullshit had you thinking in that aspect. That's why I'm a realist. You can call me negative all day long, but I am a realist about. I'm a realist about the world that we live in.
But you know what though?
We say you're a realist.
Your sun shines and rainbows. I'm the motherfucker that could be surviving when shit breaks down and motherfuckers start killing each other. I'm gonna be that dude.
But you know what though? I'm gonna say like this. But when you point that out though, and I thought of something, right? Now I don't know if this is toxic or not, right? But like every job I've been on, I always look as soon as I get hired to see how I can get over on the job. You know what I'm saying? I like, look, I gotta make this work for me.
That's horrible.
You know what I mean? Horrible. I gotta make this work my way for me. You know what I'm saying?
You're fucked up. Just so you know. I gotta call it what it is.
I like everywhere I work, you know what I mean? For that's exactly how I thought too. You know what I'm saying?
But Merv, that's a negative way of looking at it, huh? That's a negative way of looking. calling a spade is negative the Merv. That's what I do, nigga.
I didn't say nothing, but you assume I'm thinking negatively. See what I mean?
Mark is crazy.
You assume I'm thinking negatively. See what I mean?
He's fucked up. I ain't afraid to tell him.
Didn't I throw the flag on the parade?
See what I mean?
Yo, Mark is
Hey,
crazy.
I tell you another toxic trait.
Hey, man,
you don't want to admit. You don't
I
want
can't
to
help that, man. I like, look, you know what I'm saying?
Fucked up.
Well,
So, Sean.
I don't know.
No. I want Merv to tell me. No, fuck that. I want Merv to tell me how I'm fucked up since he says this.
Oh my God.
Like just now, like you don't talk to me to admit stuff. Like when I say, yo, you look things from a negative angle, you should be like, you know what? You're right. I do. But you can't admit that. That's what I mean.
Oh man.
It's okay though. You don't know your toxic trait.
Merv, this is going to come off as I'm better than everybody, but you think I'll be where I am?
No,
Listen. You think I would be where I am today if I was negative?
You're not there at all. You're not there at all.
Good. Look, Tina and Rebecca drinking from the bottle. That's how bad y'all are right now. You know what I mean? Y'all terrible right now.
Hey, because for the record, I went through a bad separation. And that nigga is the reason why I've been able to stay on my feet because of that nigga. So no, it's not that. I'm not saying at all.
I'm negative in that.
Now you about to throw some toxic shit about stacks out there.
I'm negative as fuck. Y'all know that shit.
Oh, but you are though. That's okay though. But you're talking traders. You don't want to admit that. You're a half empty nigga. Like if I pour this right here, I'm like, your glass is half empty. That's all.
I figured it out. I'm gonna help you out. My negative trait is that I hate mediocrity. I think that's what my negative trait is, man. I'm allergic to it.
Mark, help me, man.
Yo, this is crazy right here, man. Seriously, I'm like, man, I think we understand Merv and Stacks a lot more tonight. You know what I mean? Than I ever did in my life.
So many flags.
Yeah.
Hey,
Tina, you threw out more flags, you know what I'm saying, for the NFL referees. Hey, Sean, how many reps are in a football game? 4 or 5? They each got 5 flags. Tina threw out 25 flags, and y'all niggas still ain't done. Get out of here.
Motherfuckers like Merv. Like he the Jay-Z takeover, trying to take over the show that me and Becca.
That's toxic right there.
Let me do my shit.
I thought I was Hey, I'm sorry. I thought that was one time. While we pause. Just one. A motherfucker apologize.
I don't need your help. Why do you think I need your help?
Yo.
We niggas, like you my nigga.
Hey,
Can I tell y'all what my toxic trait is?
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all what my toxic trait is, y'all. Listen. Oh gosh.
Lord,
I'm a reactor. Okay.
Father God, tonight, Lord.
Look, you made Tina turn into a preacher. Y'all need to stop.
Georgetown, stand up.
Seriously.
Georgetown, stand up.
Like, team was like, I wasn't even trying to go there.
You know what I mean?
Drinking a wine. We ain't done. This will be a 3-hour one. We ain't done. We ain't nowhere near being done.
So my toxic trait is I'm a reactor. Becca, listen, I'm a reactor. Like you can't do me dirty, okay, and expect me to turn the other cheek. Because I'm trying to figure out how to hurt you, your mama, sissy, your daddy, your kid, your dog. Okay.
I didn't know that. That's
terrible. You got too much time on your hands.
I didn't know that.
Negative energy.
Whew. I am working on myself, y'all.
Please do that.
That's important. When I feel the urge to react, now, now in this moment, I meditate.
I'm floored.
I'm trying to get into the chakras. I have my sage that I'm trying to burn so I can center myself, because I can feel myself when I start getting it. It's like I can feel it when somebody does me wrong. I'm just like, man, you did that on purpose. You got it. And I'm a professional, but in my mind, I'd be like, man, you got me fucked up.
I don't like this.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Tina Turner, What's the joint? Tina, Ramdio Ding Ding Kill or something?
Listen,
Turn the joint. You know what I'm saying?
That's a toxic phrase, y'all. That's a toxic phrase. When nigga said you got me fucked up, that's the beginning of a toxic event.
You got me all the way. For sometimes I be looking at my clients at work when they be like throwing their papers at me, or they be like, you gonna do this, and in the back of my mind I be like, dude, you got me fucked up. But I say, you know what, I can take care of that.
Mel gonna be on Snap.
Oh, see stuff like Mel, stuff like that. I mean, that's the reason you got to try to get over on the job. You know what I mean? Just for taking something like that. That's exactly why you got to do that.
Hey, Mark, I hate to tell you, homie. Hey, bro. I hate to tell you, homie. I have fired motherfuckers like you before. That's terrible.
But come on, man. I mean, all this stuff started in school with cheating. You know what I mean? So, cheating on tests and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
What are you talking about right now?
I'm like, man.
Yo, check this out. Let's get this shit back on the rails. Hey, Mel, I'm extremely disappointed. We got to have a conversation after this. I'm floored right now. I don't even know what to think no more. And if you think I'm judging you, yes, I am. I'm playing.
No, you're not. He's being a realist.
You can judge me. I'm all right with that.
He judging you. He's being a realist.
I love it.
But what I already said was, I'm working on it. I am working on it. When I tell you, I know that, like literally, when I tell you that's a toxic trait, just because I hurt, everybody else don't have to hurt. Just because you did me wrong doesn't mean I have to do you wrong. I am understanding of that concept now. But back in the day,
you really be back in now.
Back in the day, I mean, I'm logging into bank accounts. I'm transferring all your money out. I'm emailing every bride you was messing with while you was messing with me. I'm calling your baby mama, your baby. I'm blowing your shit up because you did me wrong. But now,
stuck on bank accounts. Like, bitch, you never.
I mean, like, okay, but Tina, let's keep it real, Tina. When you're dating someone, and you learn their favorite color, they done talk to you about, where they grew up in school. You learn everything about them. What you're not gonna do is be on a date with another woman while you dating me and think you about to pay for some dinner? Huh? You ain't gonna have no money when I'm done.
Oh shit.
Okay, Mel.
Wow.
But again,
Mel is triggered.
But again,
I don't know what to say. I'm afraid. I just want you to know that.
I am working on my toxic trait. Just because you hurt me doesn't mean I have to hurt you. I'm at a place in my life where I can just walk away.
Hey, Stacks. I apologize, Stacks. Your toxic trait ain't shit. Like, I apologize to everybody. We don't have no toxic trait after hearing what her toxic trait is. Everybody, we have been absolved.
Is that
we've been acquitted because that
is a toxic trait.
What revenge
Sean,
is? You say revenge?
Trait.
Revenge? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be.
Hey, but while y'all saying we even this stuff got all the rails because everybody's like, a toxic trait is kind of like the way y'all define it, the way Merv defined it, is something he don't like about a motherfucker. Like, that's your toxic trait, and that you're negative, and you think everything is fucking.
Oh, we back here. We back here, flag. Keep rolling them flags, team. You know what I'm saying? We back here.
Anyway, can I continue?
It don't bother me. I'm just saying, it don't bother me because we good. I'm just letting you know, just in case you ain't know. Just being a friend.
Georgetown, stand up.
What? Now the guy's being an instigator on top. Now he's being an instigator.
That's toxic, right, Stacks?
We need to get into brass tacks of the real shit as far as being toxic.
Because I feel
jump in it. All right, let's jump in it. Hold on, everybody quiet.
I need to say my shit. Okay,
say your shit, Tina B. Say your shit.
My mom just yelled at me. She said, "My God." But anyway, so my toxic trait is I don't know how to speak to people. Like, I'm really bad at that. And I just had a whole disagreement with somebody trying to defend that shit, knowing that I've been hearing that shit all my life. So yeah, I don't know how to talk to people. In my mind, I'm saying it this way, but it's coming out completely different. So,
All right, so
yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah, continue. Take over, Merv. Continue.
Oh, I'm sorry, but can everybody say their zodiac sign?
It means absolutely fucking nothing. Why are we talking about zodiac signs on the show that I'm executive producing? Let's move on, man. Fuck
It's
that.
toxic. It's toxic.
They manipulate others for what they want. Do you feel taken advantage of, manipulated? Toxic people love to manipulate those around them to get what they want. This means lying, bending the truth, exaggerating, or leaving out information so that you take a certain action or have a certain opinion of them. They do. You got to remove that banner so I can see the rest of it. They do whatever it takes, even if it means hurting people.
Yeah, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me ask you a question.
Every toxic person.
Well, I'm not toxic, baby.
Let me ask you a question. Are we talking about the people on the job? Because that shouldn't really count. Like, you know what I mean? I gotta manipulate the whole situation every single time. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It's what I have to do. My life needs to be easier if you want 8 hours out of me.
Mark, I hope your boss is not watching this. I hope they don't ruin your name. I hope that no employee ever sees this from you, my friend.
Oh my goodness, man.
Okay.
Y'all are funny.
Easier if you want me to work 8 hours, but that don't apply to jobs.
Becca, get that fraud on alert.
This is crazy. Yo, Mark is crazy, man.
Unfortunately, I experienced this type of toxicity from somebody. I'm not going to go into detail, from someone that's supposed to be DNA connected, connected to me, DNA.
By DNA. Say DNA, because if you don't say DNA, they just will automatically think it was me. It's not me, y'all.
Yeah, you're fucked up as well. But
DNA connected.
Wow. Georgetown stand up.
It's not Becca either. But I will tell you, being lied to and just being led astray, and you ever had a motherfucker dead in your face? I mean, if it's man or woman relationships, that's fine too. But you ever had somebody that looked dead in your fucking face and lie to you, and you knew they was lying, and it's based on something you were literally being the noble one trying to help them out, but they end up fucking you over, and now they're lying to you, and your temper is absolutely flaring.
Man, this brings some emotion out of stats.
The manipulator, and these motherfuckers usually make them. They ain't got this on there, but it might be on another. These are the same people that are they make themselves victims as well. They will literally manipulate. Some people it works on where they fuck you over. By the time they do their explaining and the conversation is over, some people feel as though, damn, maybe I am the wrong one in this case. That's some of the most toxic shit you can.
Oh man, they didn't got you.
That's
transfer
emotions.
What?
You got gaslit?
Yeah.
What?
Gaslighting.
It happens.
That's a transfer of emotions. Now you pissed off and they don't walked away.
Yeah.
I tell you what, whoever that is need to be in sales. God damn. They told the motherfucker, yo.
I like, man.
Opportunist manipulator. Merv, that's your talk to straight.
Bending the truth. Wait a minute, put that back up. Put that joint back up one more time.
True. Those are all characteristics of a true narcissist. If you guys have ever studied a narcissist or traits of a narcissist, those are all the things that narcissists do. They manipulate. They exaggerate the truth. They gaslight. They really have you feeling like you are wrong in a situation.
And they're the victim. And
that they're the victim. Absolutely. And if you don't have enough, when we talk about boundaries, when we talk about values, when we talk about the things the principles that we live in our life, if you don't know who you are, and if you can't stand on your own principles and your own and have your own boundaries, then you'll let toxic people manipulate you. But when you are sound and safe and secure in who you are and and grounded in what your core principal values are, people can't manipulate you because you can look at them and say, no, that doesn't resonate with who I am personally. And so I think that once we get to a place that we are secure in our core being and we know who we are and we know what we want out of life, we can't be manipulated because we know without a shadow of a doubt that that's not what we're going to accept.
That takes some intelligence. That takes some emotional intelligence that people do not have, and that getting emotional intelligence also takes time and skill. You have to actively
and a therapist.
That. And true, sometimes a therapist. You need to be. That's something that you need to actively work on a continual basis. Because every situation, if you let it, will bother you. If you don't know how to govern yourself emotionally, I don't mean being overly emotional or being nonchalant. I'm talking about in the middle where you know when to say when. You know when something deserves your emotion and your reaction. And then you also know when this is not my battle, I'm going to lay my sword down. I'm not even going to fight.
Come on, this battle.
You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't make any sense.
Hey, Becca and Mel.
Hold on real quick.
When to do that.
It's nice.
I just got one statement.
Go ahead, Mr. Hijacker. Go ahead.
No,
toxic again.
There you go again.
What the fuck? Am I gonna do this shit in slow motion?
Hey,
no, you're good. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do anyway. Ahead,
but Mel and Becca, and when you develop those boundaries against a narcissist, you know what the fuck they say? Just like what Stats brought up earlier. That's when motherfuckers be like, "Oh, you think you better than me?"
I am in this instance.
I love it.
Yeah. No real shit though.
Yeah.
Real shit. When you develop those boundaries, and you not paying them no attention, you not accepting that shit no more.
Yeah.
That's when they start feeling that when they try to hit that shit.
Tell you one thing.
Good segue. Let's go to the next one. They don't respect your boundaries. The other side of a toxic person is no boundaries. If you've been clear with someone time and again about your needs and they just can't help themselves but to disrespect you, they're toxic. Healthy relationships are based on trust and the ability to respect boundaries. Toxic people just can't fuck with that. I know that's not what the slide said, but they can't.
Facts.
Who want to speak on that one? That's some facts right there.
Yo,
you know what?
I am so big on trust. And when I feel like you have caused a situation where I can't trust you anymore, I'm fucked up, bro.
Come on, Tina.
Up in the head. And that's what I was about to ask y'all. Do y'all believe in, like, do you truly believe in gut feelings? Like, is your gut feelings really true? Or can it be misleading?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't walk down a dark alley. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Like, remember when
but I think gut feelings
and Get Rich or Die Trying, he's Terrence Howard, he said, I could be wrong, but
I could be wrong, but I could be right. Because I could be wrong. So when I'm right, I'm right. Because when I'm wrong, I could be right. When I'm right, I could be wrong.
But hey, y'all can have it.
But here's how I feel. Here's what I feel about gut feelings. Like
I feel like when I lose that trust and you made a situation happen where I can't trust you anymore. You may be cool still, or you may be still sitting there lying and try to hold that lie, but I'm messed up. Because as much as I care, love, appreciate family, friends, a partner, whatever, I feel like you are lying. And I know that I wouldn't have a strong feeling.
But boundaries?
But you know what? I wanted to mention something about gut feelings.
100%.
Like gut feelings, I understand what people mean by their gut feeling. That is your spirit telling you, just be mindful, be watchful, something is going on. But sometimes what something to like what Merv said earlier, that your gut feeling could lead you astray just based on your perception. I'm not sure if any of you guys watched The Shy, but there was a situation where her wife was just being a little bit secretive, taking phone calls in the other room. She was texting and then she would put it away. Her perception of that was that she's cheating. So she went and cheated herself. But without proof? Her gut feeling, without proof, her gut feeling said she's cheating. So she went and cheated herself. She later found out that the reason why her wife was being secretive and being that way with her phone was because she was speaking to someone who had asked her to keep a secret, and she wanted to honor that person and not let anybody know what the secret was. She later found out that the meetings that she was taking, that working late, the phone calls in the other room, was because her friend had cancer and was dying. And she wanted to honor her friend by having their conversations privately, like she asked her to. So sometimes your gut feeling could lead you astray. And that's really based on your perception. So again, you have to be able to know yourself.
Right.
And your emotional intelligence to know this gut feeling is telling me to watch something, but it may not be what I think I'm triggered by. It could be something else.
And Becca, like
that's
I
some
said,
ass shit. I'm not gonna sit there and think somebody cheating and then go cheat or whatever. But because I'm not tit for tat. But I got. But
also, Becca, when I said one thing I said also about perception and perspective, your gut feeling should lead you to like we gotta talk. Right now, this is like we gotta communicate. That's why you told me you're controlling your urge. So if that's your perspective, that's what you're feeling, that's what your gut feeling. That's when you're like, my gut feeling is telling me whoever whether it's a family member or a significant other or anybody, we got to talk because something ain't right between us. There's a disconnect. And before I flip the handle, I need to come to you and ask you about what's going on. Because right now I'm edgy. So something ain't feeling right with me. I need you to help calm my nerves, calm my spirit. And that's part of like controlling our perspective to not respond in a toxic way.
Well, wait a minute. Didn't that statement say a toxic person don't like boundaries or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh man, see, I
respect it.
Any boundary I get, I'm trying to break it anyway, man. So I just like I don't like boundaries. Like
boundaries,
So
I'm
crazy, Mark.
It's not crazy.
You're just trying to break their boundary just because they told you.
I'm just saying,
you gonna try to break it?
I'm gonna say like this. Like to me, if it don't make sense, I'm just like, man, it gotta be a way around it. You know what I'm saying?
Their personal boundary that they set for themselves. So your intention is when somebody gives you a boundary, you try to break it. That's your intention.
If it don't make sense to me, I'm gonna try to find my way around it. That's it.
But it doesn't matter if it makes sense to you. That is the boundary that they set for themselves.
Right.
Don't believe him, Mel.
He's just trying to wife nobody. Why are you trying to break boundaries?
He just playing.
I just like, man, but it gotta make sense though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It doesn't have to make sense. It don't have to make sense to you. It makes sense to that person who set that boundary.
Thank you, Mel. Shit, you haven't been tonight so far.
Just like, man.
Hey, I got a question for Tina B and Becca. When did you learn about boundaries? When did you know? Who taught you what a boundary was? Who taught you that you should have a certain standard or a boundary or that you should have for a man? Or you should have for anyone for that matter, but specifically for a man. Who taught you what a boundary was and when did you start setting boundaries?
My failed relationship showed me what my boundaries should be with men.
Okay.
I didn't necessarily walk in with a boundary, but when something failed and it resulted in something bad, then I noticed that okay, this is a boundary that I can't allow you to cross. When I felt like I was not in control of myself, I would just be upset, or I wouldn't even say like when my mental health was affected, because I still think that's a control that I have. It's an outside entity that I'm letting in. I'm able to control that. So I don't always feel like everything is a mental issue. I also feel like it's just a lack of you knowing yourself and not having a boundary. But in regards to men, like in the romantic field, my failed relationship, every single one taught me another boundary I need to have so I don't feel the way I felt before again.
I like it. I like it. What about you, Tina? Who taught you the word boundary and when to use it in a relationship with a man? Like, how did you come up with your boundaries?
Girl, I can't even answer that shit.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Do you see this shit?
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Jumping.
I had boundaries when I could trust you and all the other stuff. Once you give me a reason not to trust you anymore, you give me some type of doubt. I don't know. I be crossing it. I be letting people cross me. Like, you know how you're not supposed to bring your baggage into something. I don't do that. So if somebody in the past hurt me and then I'm moving forward, I give the new person a clean slate. I promise you I do. Until you give me a reason not to trust you no more. And then as much as I be sitting here trying to fight, I can't. Because it's like, I need to know. You know what I haven't accepted? That sometimes you're not always going to get the answer, or you're not always going to get closure. And I'm still at that point where I need closure. Like, just tell me the truth. I don't care if it hurt. I respect it. But if you just keep lying, I feel like you lying. I'm like, why you can't just tell me? Like, I'm cool as hell. Just tell me.
Nah, I know, man. It's probably a couple reasons why, especially like if you're talking about somebody, if they deal with you or whatever. Right now, I think this is a level of dirty Mac, and I'm not with is the lying
I'm
shit.
pretty sure it is.
No, I'm serious. Like, I mean, I don't.
I've been lied to so
Nah,
many times,
I mean,
like,
but that.
all because you want to keep me around.
But that shit corny. That shit corny.
You want to keep me around.
You know, because they thinking like, yo, if I tell her the truth, then she gonna break it off with me, and I don't want her to do that, so I gotta lie. Like, that shit corny. Yeah, I mean, because you should always be in your whatever your character is, be in your character, right? And then get her to accept your character. Yeah, I mean, now she may or she may not, but
hey, Mark,
you know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. That shit.
How you get her to accept your character?
Well, that's going to be on her. But I mean, you shouldn't lie though. That's all.
Mark, you said get her to accept your character, so I'm asking you how.
No, I said try. I said try. It don't mean it's gonna work all the time. I'm just saying.
Mark, I'm about to answer that question for you.
I don't have more material to cover.
When you allow somebody to make their own decisions, when you show them not your representative, but you show them who you are and allow them the choice to, this is me. You either take it or you don't take it. That's it. Don't sit there and lie to get what you want and reel me in. And then once you reel me in, you show me who you really are, and then you get mad at me because of who I'm being.
Come on, Tina.
Hold on.
I feel Tina on that.
Y'all talk about relationships and shit like that.
But that's anything. A family could do that to you.
Exactly.
They could do that to you. They could reel you in. They could make you say, hey, I could do this. I could do this for you. And you trust them. Some people invest money with family, businesses, all that other stuff, and you a whole lie.
Yeah, you don't gotta lie. You can get what you want out the situation without lying.
Let me tell you something.
But what I've learned,
let me know you a scam artist, because maybe I might know some shit, and maybe I don't. And now I can be down with it, or I can say, nah, that ain't me. But don't sit there and know you about to scam and then pull me in it, and now everything done fell apart, and I'm like, and you not there to help me clean it up.
What I was going to say is that sometimes with people,
everybody can't accept that real, but at the same time, allow somebody to make their own choice to continue or not. Don't sit there and manipulate the person and make it seem like this is what it was. I told you this one. No, you didn't. Because if you had told me this from the door, I would have knew what it was. Now, if I stay, that's my fault.
Wait a minute, hold up, Murph. Go ahead. Wait a minute, hold up, Murph. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to hear what Becca was going to say.
I was saying that one thing I've learned through speaking with people in this field is that ultimatums are emotional manipulation. It is not fair to put somebody between a rock and a hard place where you say, this is how I am, take it or leave it. It's aggressive and it's emotional manipulation. What you are to do in those situations is just be you. If that person is aware, right, they will be able to say, I'm not going to be able to deal with this. But when you put up choices for people, A or B, this is how I am, either deal with it or don't deal with it. It's passive aggression, and it's actually emotional manipulation if you present it in that way. Now, having a conversation and saying, this is the way that I am, right? And if this relationship is going to work, we have to try and find a way to navigate through that. If we're not able to, then we can just dissolve the relationship. But when you bring it in that particular manner, like this is how I am, take it or leave it, what that person, what it does is it puts that person on a defense. And then now you guys can't come to a resolution because you threw out the aggression and they put up a defense. So there's no room for communication at that point.
I've had friends and roommates that had given off this facade that they're on the straight and narrow and they this and that, and that same roommate tried to set me up to get me to catch charge to get kicked out of school and lose financial aid. I've had a friend that saying I had a friend that I consider a friend that tried to act like they're like their mannerisms, they yes sir, no sir, whoever they're talking to, people that come around, they're real nice and they seem like one of the best kind of people. That same person that used to be part of my circle tried to holler at one of my homeboys' wives. So it's not just a relationship. You can have people just like whether it's friends or roommates or work or a job that will try to come off like they're this kind of person, and it's the complete opposite. Will try to manipulate the situation because that same roommate I just told you about, also try to manipulate me and my other roommate to like they struggling, they need help, and they ask us to look out for them. And the whole time we found out a year later that they're a moocher. Like they was type. We went to a strip club and we have $2 in his hand. Put the $2 in the tip jar, pull out $5, tip again with $2, pull out $5 and keep tipping. And he was that kind of person.
Oh no,
he was like a genuine. So it's not just relationships and significant others. You have people that you got to watch people in general about about toxic behavior, or the narcissism, or that just give you a representative that you think they're genuine.
Well, that's why you got to vet people. Sometimes you have to allow yourself time to vet people correctly. You can't force a relationship or a friendship, a partnership, or anything, even with family or without family, without giving time to allow the vetting process to happen. Sometimes we want relationships so badly that we don't vet properly. And then when we don't get the response that we wanted to, we blame that person for giving us their representative, when in actuality we didn't vet properly. Yeah. So it doesn't always have to be. It doesn't always have to be the person gave me a facade, or they lied, or after time I found out they was being sneaky. The vetting process is gruesome at some point.
Does everybody know what? Everybody understand what she mean when she said vetting?
Yeah,
no, I ain't trying to be funny. Okay.
Yeah.
So sometimes.
Go ahead, Becca.
What happens is you don't really know. And when you're talking about relationships that you've had for a long time, whether it be family or a friend, it could even be relationships, but just any type of relationship, whether it be romantic or not. Every situation in life, especially if you have a friend that you've had for 25, 30 plus years, you guys are going from all different stages of your life together. That could lead y'all down the same road, or it could lead you in separate roads. So when you're a teenager and you have your friends, the lifestyle that y'all have is very different than in your 20s and in your 30s and then now in your 40s. So if you're able to sustain a relationship through all of that, then that means that you have the ability to withstand whatever life brings you with one particular person. So those of us that have friends for 30 plus years, or relationships, people have been married for over 10, 15 years, they know that life is going to come at any moment. And you're going to be in a position where you have to reevaluate what this life event is going to mean for this relationship. And if you do that properly, and that is, you're going to vet for many years, because some people break up marriages after being married 30, 40 years. Patti LaBelle divorced her husband. How long were they married? Like 30 something years, 40 something years. And so out of all that time, nothing caused a divorce. But 40 years after being together, now it's like I don't even want to be married.
But you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy though, right? Real quick, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm kind of going back to something that Becca was saying. And I've seen this before. It's never happened to me personally, thank God, because I'll probably be too insensitive, for to even deal with it. when some like I read something, I seen something where it's like, yo, if you leave me, I'm gonna kill myself. Right now, couldn't no female told that to me because
Get the
that
killing.
would have ended up really bad for her
Get the killing.
personally. But I'm just saying, yo, but you see
That's
that though, and
manipulative.
people will stay with somebody because they don't want them to kill themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it might
That
not even
part.
be like you they really want to commit suicide. It's more like I don't want you to leave, so
That's
I'll do anything in my
manipulation,
power to
bro.
keep you to stay.
A
Yeah.
manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's manipulation.
That's
To
Manipulation.
respond
definitely
to that,
manipulation.
to respond to that right there, uh, people that's people that's suicidal and have committed themselves, they don't make announcements. You know what I'm saying? It's certain signs to look for. They don't make announcements. If they telling you that, just believe that's more than likely a manipulative factor to keep you.
Mm.
Also to bring things in like put like big what Becca said, every political figure, like if you're running for mayor, if you're running for governor or whatnot, whoever's going to sponsor you or stand behind you, they vet you to make sure that you even qualified, that your background is qualified to even run for any political office because they know they're going to dig in your background, everything in your background, to use that against you um to kill your credibility. So if somebody like governor, mayor, president of the United States gotta get vetted to even qualify, I mean, it would be good, like Becca said, to start vetting new relationships or old relationships just to make sure it's kind of like on up and up, or to know what to expect so you won't be blindsided from
Right.
toxicity.
And Becca, did you see that? Did you see the whole thing with Ayanla when she started talking about her own life and how why she got divorced and all that other stuff?
Yep.
Like people was like looking at it. They was looking at it. They was looking at the outside, like, oh, you left your husband because he went to the grocery store and he ain't buy you your favorite stuff. It was deeper than that. Like
Yeah.
she been with him for all these years, and she always made sure that she remember when she goes to the grocery store, she buy him his stuff, his favorite thing, and her favorite thing. She don't never leave him out. She always consider him in her every move. And the time he finally go, he just go for himself. But it was just that was just the
Please
breaking
tell me
point.
it was more
I'm
to
sure
it
there's
than
other
that.
stuff.
Yeah, there definitely was more to it. He was
It
Okay,
was
abusive
thank
more
you.
as
to
well
it.
and just other
But
stuff.
Appreciate
see,
it.
you got to think deeper than that. It's not just this and the third. Like how many you could think about how many times she done went through her life where she bent over backwards for him, thinking about her and him, and he only think about himself. Like, can you imagine being in a relationship with somebody and they only think about themselves for years?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of mental abuse.
Mm.
Yeah.
All
Life
right.
going.
Never me.
I'm trying
Never
to
me.
understand that correlation, but not really. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because a lot of the times what happens when you're in a relationship for a long time is you have to kind of you have to reset every so often. You have to reset uh, boundaries, or you have to reset expectations. People change when you're in relationships for a really long time, so you have to reevaluate what the situation is going to be. So what she's saying is that it may sound something as simple as you going to the store and not getting what I need, but that means that she now have knowledge that you are selfish, and it wasn't
Mm.
just that one particular event. It's everything else, and that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. But there was
Mm.
a whole bunch of other things that led up to that, and the frustration just came from him going to the store and not getting something for her. It wasn't just that. It wasn't like you forgot my favorite bag of potato chips. It was more to it, and sometimes that kind of gives you an idea of how a person is. Like all these years I took your physical abuse, I took your mental abuse, and it's not being reciprocated. And that one little thing is what elevated all the other things that she probably should have left years before that.
Oh, y'all mean shoot. Y'all mentioned that B word. I'm like, oh, whoa. Y'all mean watch
What
that.
B word?
Boundaries. Ugh.
Oh, boundaries.
Mm.
It's hard, but we
Oh,
we
it's
we can
hard.
say it's easy to put up boundaries, but it's really not. When you realize that you're putting up boundaries, you have to accept the fact that you're going to lose people.
Mm.
You're going to lose people that you may want around you, but they are not going to want to deal with your boundaries, or you're going to have to tell people that you want to stay, that they actually have to leave because they keep disrespecting your boundaries. So putting up a boundary isn't as easy to say, you know what, this is my boundary, you guys, and everybody that you're with in your friend circle just fall in line. No, putting up your boundary and making sure that you know your worth and all these things that we talked about will result in you losing people that you may not want to lose, but they have to go if you're going to honor yourself and keep your boundaries.
Let's
And
move on.
to piggyback off that, when that happens, that doesn't necessarily make you a bad person. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just one of the times where growth causes change, and change causes separation from people that's not changing with you or growing with you. And one of the things in life that you sometimes have to accept.
They can't all go with you.
Right.
Move right along. Okay, inconsistency. This is another trait. Part of being human is having ups and downs, good times and bad. But a toxic person is almost never consistent. Their behavior is erratic. They don't follow through on their commitment or promises. You never know what they're going to do next. Such inconsistency is very hard when you're trying to be there for someone. They can be elated with you 1 minute and writing you off the next. Thoughts. Sean, you ain't say shit in like 30, 40 minutes. I know you're doing your thing and you got shit going on, but can you power with us for a second and tell me what's going on with this one? Let me put it up for you again, man. Matter of fact, let me do this for you.
My Jay-Z signed off on my bad.
No, my bad. That's the wrong one. I mean that. I didn't mean that at all, man. Let me get the right one up, man. Let's see. What was that?
Toxic behavior, right? That's toxic behavior, man.
I clicked the wrong one, man.
That's toxic behavior, man. It's negative stuff right there, if you ask me.
Yeah, you're right. I'm negative in the motherfucker. Do you got it? You go to comment?
Wait, put it back up again.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced any inconsistency, someone letting you down and things of that nature? That is a toxic trait. Sean, talk to the people, man.
Yeah, I get shit. I mean, people disappoint you all the time, man. Like, I'm not a toxic person, not to hold y'all for anything. Cause all you guys all of y'all broken and toxic, man. I get it. I can't identify what you guys are going through because I'm not there. But I can appreciate your honesty. But not for me. I just, man.
You think you're better than somebody?
You got a definition for in denial?
You think you're better than somebody because you're not toxic?
God damn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way of saying it. Yeah. I don't do well with that stuff, man, because I've been around that before. I had one of my best friends, former best friend. I looked at him as a brother, and he did some foul stuff, and this guy was like a brother to me, like a true brother to me. And he was toxic. I think he had some jealousy in him. I think he had some other things going on in him. And he was like really, by definition, he was really negative. He was those guys where I can say, yo, man, it's sunny outside. He said, yeah, it's sunny today, man, but it may rain tomorrow, type of guy like that. And I didn't want that in my life, you know what I mean? And this guy was like a brother. He was like a good friend of mine. We were real close. And I had to cut him off. And at first it hurt, because I'm like, damn, this guy was really cool. And it really hurt in the beginning. But like over time, I felt so relieved because I found myself, anytime he would call, I would get like really flustered. Like, man, this dude is calling me. I don't even want to talk to him, but he's my guy. I feel like I'm obligated to talk to him.
Yeah.
But I learned over the years to like just separate myself from that stuff. Because I don't have to. Like I'm a real laid back person. And I care a lot, but sometimes I can't show that because it's also show like a vulnerability that I do have. And I think sometimes people try to take advantage of that. And that friend I had, I felt like he took advantage, or he thought he was taking advantage of my quietness, if that makes sense. Like he took advantage of the fact that maybe I'm not rah, or I don't get animated or anything like that. I really don't get too animated when I'm pissed off. I know how to, kind of reserve myself without getting too out of control. And I think he thought that I guess I was dormant because of that. And he tried to take advantage, and I just cut him off. And he been cut off since then. He tried everything. His wife, my wife, are good friends. He's tried to work that angle. He's tried to work other angles.
That must be crazy.
I closed that door. You know what I mean? That door is closed forever. I don't have no issues or no beef with him. And I think for me, that's the beauty of growth, because I used to hold grudges, and I may hold a grudge a day or two, but it'll eventually go away. But it also allowed me to compartmentalize that scenario and don't go back to it, or allow it to come back to me. So although I may not have a grudge against someone or be angry at someone, because it's not worth my time. I have to really love you and care for you to reserve that kind of feeling. But if I don't, it's like, you ain't shit to me. It's like, so you don't even exist to me. I'll keep it cordial, but you're nothing to me anymore, because you crossed that line when I told you not to cross that line. And my friend, I told him not to cross that line, and he crossed it anyhow. And he got what he deserved from that. You know what I mean? He lost a good friend, because I look at myself as a good person. But yeah, that's me, man.
Shoot, here's two things, I mean, the Sean didn't mention. I'll mention them for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? He said, usually quiet and reserved, and that is true. But, when you talk about, Queens or the Cowboys, he's not going to be quiet or reserved at all. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like hell hath no fury. You know what I mean? If you mention those two things, you know what I mean? So I'm just letting the public know that.
Gotta protect the gate, man. Gotta protect the gate, man. Queens get the money. Queens get the money, man.
God, here we go.
Yeah, but that shit hurt like hell when you are put in a situation by someone you truly love that crossed a line that a boundary that you never thought would be crossed. That shit hurt like, and you got to make that decision. And it's not even you wanting to make that decision. Your spirit and your energy won't allow you to rest, because that decision has to be made. That shit interrupted your spirit and your energy, and you fucked up. You like, but I love this person. Why do I have to make this decision? And days go by because you're trying to fight not making that decision. But honestly, when you make that decision, there's some type of peace and calmness.
Yeah, it's like a relief
over you.
Yeah,
because you made that decision to let go. It's weird. It's like it hurt you so bad and you fought so bad because you didn't want to. But when you did, you knew it was right, because some type of peace and calmness came over you. You felt free. And that shows you that you've been battling with this for so long with that person, and you didn't even realize it because you love them so much. You never thought to let go.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it going. Okay, let's talk about there's always drama. Ever notice how drama seems to follow some people? It's likely not coincidental. Toxic people thrive in dramatic situations. They inflame emotions and create conflict. They love stirring the pot to see what happens. That's craziness. People are often toxic because they're not interested in being in stable, healthy relationships. Now, I'm gonna just leave that up there for a little so we can let that one breathe. I'm gonna take it down. I don't know about y'all, but I'm 40. Maybe about 20 years ago, another lifetime, I'll accept the drama and shit like that. But at this point in my life, I'm all about peace. I'm simple. I'm a homebody. I like chilling at the house. I may step out every now and then, but Merv, no, probably not going to happen all that often. If I can stay away from drama at all costs. I don't give a fuck if it's family members. If it ain't got nothing to do with me, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't want no opinions. I ain't want to deal with none of that bullshit. Thoughts on the drama trait of the toxicity shit that we talking about right now?
Sheesh, man. You know what I mean? Let me tell you, man. Stacks, what you've been doing, I just started doing like not too long ago. Like, it was always gonna be drama, like, but I just thought that's how life
It's
was.
the norm.
You know what I'm saying? Just your friends in beef, you win it. You know what I'm saying? For you deal with females, you know what I'm saying, and they trying to stab you, you think it's shit's normal. But then it ain't. You know what I'm saying? You talk to some people where it ain't, and then it's just like that's not normal. Like, oh, it ain't? Oh, all right. You know what I mean? Then you start doing different shit. And when you start doing different shit, then you just notice it's just like, hey, this common peace thing is all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, this seems a little better. You know what I'm saying? And you just kind of moving, without the drama moving with you. So I was just like,
Stress
man,
is
but
a killer.
I really just started learning that like maybe a few years ago.
Real
You
quick,
know?
Omar,
So
it just seems like there's a segment of the population out there that they're not in a normal space unless some chaos
oh
or
yeah.
some drama is going
Yeah.
on. It's like they really think that is a part of their
I'm
existence.
telling you. Listen,
Conflict
I
and finding somebody to box with is
look,
like the norm. That's like as norm as
I'm
the sun
telling you.
rising and setting.
Yo, I have a friend, seriously. I stopped hanging out with him, right? Because anytime you would hang out with him, you knew you were gonna be in a fight. Like you knew you was going to have to throw hands when you hung out with him. I mean, it don't matter where you go. You could be like, yo, yeah, I mean, this guy, right? He can call me, yo, man, we going to the opera. You know, yo, you gonna be fighting with the dude playing the violin. I guarantee it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just who he is. This is his energy. This how it rolls, right? So I'm like, I had to take myself out this equation. Like, every time I'm out with this guy, is either we in a fight, we in the back of a cop car, we in somebody precinct. This ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? This ain't what's up. So I
I
just
had a
like I get it.
I had a friend like that. I was 18. I didn't even know it was ride or die. I'm a damn pit bull. I used to act and then ask questions later. Now I ask hella questions before anything. But I used to just act and then talk to you later, find out what happened. Other than that, right now, what we on go. And the one first of all, you had to find out what you was gonna wear. Are we going out? Okay, well I can't wear hoop earrings because we might get into a fight. I didn't wear wigs, none of that. Everything that was a weave had to be sewn in because if a chick wanted to pull my hair, bitch, this shit not coming the fuck out. Like that's where my mind frame was at. Like, okay, what outfit am I gonna wear? What coat am I gonna wear? Where if we start fighting, I don't mind if I lose that shit. That's how I prepared myself to get dressed to go out with her. And the
See?
one night, and the only reason I didn't even make it out is because I tried to sneak out, and my dad was still awake, and he bought my car, and I don't want him to take my car, so I told her I couldn't come. I wasn't even needed. She was deep enough. You ended up fighting one chick, but because I did not come out the house at 3:00 in the morning to a party to come fight, you stopped being my friend. And that was the best thing that ever happened to me because I felt like the world got lifted off my shoulder. It was so much weight, and I didn't know I was carrying that with me until we stopped being friends.
But it feels good. It felt good though.
It felt
It felt
good.
good. Yeah.
Stress is a killer. Stress actually raises your blood pressure. It gives you anxiety. It makes you anxious. It your anger will show up in your body. So like you'll have headaches or you'll have backaches or something will show up in your body that anger that you have or that frustration that you constantly get. A lot of times people will, when you go to the doctor for certain issues, they will say it's stress related, right? Stress related migraines. So once you start to realize that it actually does start to manifest in your physical health, and we're only getting older. We're not Benjamin Button. We're not getting any younger. So you definitely have to start worrying about, is this worth all of this? Am I worth, is this worth me going through the headaches and the stress and all of that stuff? And once you get to a certain age, you don't want to deal with that anymore. You would rather just resolve it. You'd rather just not even deal with that person than to already have anxiety when that person calls you. You're like, okay, I don't want to answer. You see this person message you, you're like, I don't want to respond, and if I don't respond, they're gonna spaz out. So it's just easier to not deal with them at all.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Feel you on that.
Have you noticed that the person always needs something from you, whether it's constant phone calls, texts, or showing up at your door? They always need emotional support. They're probably not being supportive to you in return. They take all that you have without giving much back. They have a heightened level of self interest and need to showcase their own greatness to receive affirmation. This can be associated with narcissist personality disorder. I like this one. I like this one. And let's speak on it. Attention seeking, self serving motherfuckers. Let's talk about it.
I ain't beat for that shit. That shit don't work with me. I would get deep into that, but I ain't gonna do that shit. But that shit do not fucking work with me. I see right through that motherfucking bullshit. Okay? I let you get away with that shit once or twice. But when I see that this shit keep going, I don't entertain that shit. And then that's when people say I'm mean or I'm harsh, this and the third. Oh, I'm gonna give you a harsh ass reality. I love you. But I ain't beat for this bullshit. And what you not gonna do, you got us once, you got me once, maybe twice. But this shit ain't gonna happen a motherfucker again, not from me. I'm not the one. Don't call me. I can't help you right there because I'm gonna give you the raw and uncut, and I'm not beat for that bullshit. You need to fucking man the fuck up. I don't give a fuck if you a chick. Man the fuck up. Because we not going through this shit again. And I'm going to say we because if I love you and you my friend, my partner, family, we not going through this shit again. So get the fuck up out of it. What we going to do to move forward? What we going to do to get out of it? If you don't have an answer for that, for us and for me to help you move forward, then you about to sulk by your motherfucking self.
Couldn't have said it any better. Couldn't have said it any better.
Self-interest, self-serving. Do you ever come across people that fall into this category? As far as narcissism, they manipulate the situation. They're self-serving, self-absorbed, and things of that nature. Definitely a toxic trait. There's a difference between being just to loving yourself and being self-serving and self-absorbed. I try to stay clear of those folks. I don't know many. Well, the ones that I did know, they're probably not around no more. But I think that if you are shining, you're gonna big up yourself. But some people just do a whole lot of self-promotion, self-serving shit, and that shit is whack to me. Absolutely whack. And the thing is, I'm at the point where you see shit like that going on, and me personally, I just peep it. I'll be like, you know what? I'm good, money. I'll just keep that as a mental note.
And no need to be around somebody going to just drain you. I was just like, look, I got too many things going on, man. For real to hear this bullshit from you. Like, look, just get your shit together, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't wasting all this damn time. Right. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, look, you got shit to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, And I remember one of my homies went through this, and he was like, not being there for his family. I'm like, how the fuck is you not there for your family? You got kids, nigga. Like, fuck is you doing? You know what I'm saying? You want to hang out, and then you mad because I don't feel like hanging out. I like, look, I gotta do a presentation at work tomorrow, man. I don't got no time to be hanging out with you. You know what I'm saying? Get your shit together.
Mark, it's gotten to the point where social media is a tool that use to justify just about anything. Reason being is because you can go on social media and post something where you're just giving your side of the story, this, that. Mm-hmm. There's always three sides: your side, the other person's side, and the absolute truth. So as far as the pity, it's easy to get likes. Like, you post some shit up there, people don't know the story, they're gonna like it. When I see shit where people having pity parties and it's woe is me type shit, and this might be negative with Murph, I always think, what did you do to put yourself in that situation? It seems like you're just so woe is me, and everybody, like, the weight of the world is on your shoulders. Now, in some cases, I'm a cynic, that's why I think like that sometimes. But in some cases, the shit is well founded. But the easiest place to go to for sympathy when you get likes for people not even analyzing, even knowing the situation, is social media. Because people will be like, "Oh, I feel you, those motherfuckers." If you like, people are always cutting off motherfucker on social media. But you ever think maybe they were cut off and they're acting out? Yeah. But they're gonna have the peanut gallery that's liking and loving the post that's gonna say, yeah, that motherfucker wasn't for you anyway. I'm team you. I know you didn't do nothing wrong. Well, you can be fucked up 6 ways from Sunday. But you will always have people caping for you in the comments. And people need that admiration from social media. And the funny thing is that people tend to seek that admiration from social media where they're not trying to make things right with the person that they got conflict with at all. But they get that admiration and confirmation. Oh shit, they're saying I'm right. These motherfuckers that barely see me know me saying that I'm good to go, so I must be good to go. Nah, you're a goofball who's not facing those consequences and accepting accountability, responsibility for your actions.
True. So here's the thing about a narcissist. Okay, they're damn near uncurable. It's damn near impossible for that to be undone for a narcissist. Yeah, it takes years and years and years and years of therapy to even attempt for a person not to be a narcissist anymore. So it's damn near uncurable.
Hey, right? Real quick, Tina. Sean, what's your thoughts, man? I hate to put you on the spot and all that.
No, I mean, I can't. It's hard for me to relate to those type of elements because, like Tina said, I mean, I knew narcissists. I knew guys like that. I knew women like that. I've been around those things, and I just learned to separate myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm a type of person where I really don't like drama. Like I don't like it. I don't deal with it. It's very rare that you would see me post on Facebook. It's very rare that I would even like something on Facebook. Like today, I posted because of Marine Corps birthday, and as soon as I posted it, I got like maybe 10 or 11 something like that friend requests from people. Yeah, it would just it always happened, and I probably post like once a year, maybe once or twice a year on Facebook, because sometimes I always felt like, you know, I told one of my cousins that, you know, you don't have to post your life on Facebook. If you want to talk to somebody, you know, especially if you got some things going on, sometimes it's best to talk to somebody directly instead of putting your business out there on Facebook or social media, because sometimes people do that just to either get attention or to show people they're really going through shit because they're looking for something. And I don't condone it. I don't do it myself. I'm not gonna hate nobody who do it, but that may be the only outlet that you can go to. But I try to create things around me where even if I'm going through things, I try to find a different outlet to go to have venting sessions or have dialogue or conversation. So back to Tina's point about, you know, a narcissist being uncurable, you see a lot of that on Facebook. You see a lot of that on social media. You know, people capping and, you know, talking crazy and, you know, like, yo, Shorty did me wrong, but I'm better now. And you know what I mean? Putting this stuff on Facebook and everything. Knowing damn well there's the other side to the story. The other side of the story is, what do you do to create whatever you're going through right now? And that'd be a self-reflection, man. So again, it's hard for me to relate to some of that stuff, man, because I long time ago I decided to separate myself from that kind of stuff, to be quite honest.
Man, it's funny when you know the person.
Hold on, let me finish. Like, I'm saying some serious shit. I've dated a narcissist. So I said what I said about it's almost damn near uncurable. Also, the only time they do shit like that is because they know they still have a hold on the person that they're trying to gaslight or manipulate. Now, once that person has accepted themselves, loved themselves, put their guard up, seen what's going on, and put a block, now that narcissist becomes vulnerable. Now it's, I miss you. I'm sorry. I love you. I didn't mean to. Reach out. How you doing? I'm just trying to see if you're okay, because they now at that point they feel like they lost. So now they have to draw you back in by acting like they're vulnerable, they're hurt, they're sorry. Like they're accepting all the wrongdoing that they did. Now, once they bring you back in, because it happens, where you forgive and you get brought back in, the narcissistic comes back. And now they're the victim. And everything you do to them is, you know, you did this and I reacted because you did this. And now they're mistreating you all over again. It could be mentally, it could be physically. And then once you leave again, then they go through that attack because they want everybody else to hate you. But when it does not work, they go back into that vulnerability again. Now, once you see that and you don't go back, their goal, and it's not intentional, it's because they're narcissistic and it's mental, that's considered mental health. They look for their next victim. They have no heart. They have a physical heart, but they don't have emotion. It's all fake. It's fucked up. It's fucked up, but that shit is real. They have no emotion. It's not real. But yeah, go ahead. That shit is serious. They're all damn near close to a psychopath.
Gotcha.
That's true.
You got something you was gonna say, Mark?
Nah, you know what I mean? I was just agreeing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
My bad, sociopath. That's what they're damn near close to sociopath.
Psychopath too.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's
you know. I was like, man, they in the same ballpark, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They all in the path. So yeah.
So let me ask y'all this. I don't have a slide for this. I thought I did, but when you identify someone as toxic, how do you deal with that situation? If it's somebody, if somebody could be, because it's, I mean, typically it comes in the form of somebody you care about, somebody that you're in a relationship with, family member, and even friends.
For me, you got to extend them grace. If you really care for them, you got to extend them grace. It's tough, man. It's tough. I mean, what it say in the Bible, man? Ask Jesus, how many times should I forgive? Say 7 times 70.
70.
You know, and that's tough. To err is human, man. To forgive is divine. It's tough, and I struggle with that because I'm so used to cutting people off like nothing. And I was talking to my mother a couple weeks ago, and she would tell me about cutting off somebody. I'm like, man, I think that's where I got it from. Cause like she would cut like family members off, like I ain't messing with them no more. But like, my mom, you gotta talk to her. Like no, I don't. Like, all right, you're right, you don't. All right, mom, you don't. So, I think I got that from her. But man, it's hard because I don't my initial intention not to cut people off, but when I do, I be like, man, I feel like liberated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like damn, I got this shit in my life. Let me move on to something different. Because I feel like this, if I built myself up to be something special to anyone I come across, and I told my homeboy this before. I said, man, if you got a friend in me, you don't have to worry about nothing. I got you. I promise you, I got you. But if you cross me, it's like, dude, I'm not your ally anymore. And it's simple as that. I'm not your enemy. I'm just not your ally. And there's a difference. So it's like when Hannibal Lecter, they had to get Hannibal Lecter to find what is Wild Bill. They had to get one killer to find another. Because I'm toxic, I can't find somebody else that's toxic. I can't help them. Because I try my best not to be that way, man. I want good karma in my life, man.
Well,
so,
I was like, man, I can make it real quick, man. It's more like, you know, when you deem somebody toxic or whatever, right? And I'm like, it could be somebody you good with and all of that. Some people, man, you just gotta love them from afar, man. Like I gotta just limit my interactions with them and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I still got love for them. I still, you know what I mean? When I say my prayers, I still pray for them and all of that.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
I just don't really want to be around the boy like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just this is negative right here, and I know it's negative. You know what I'm saying? Our interactions, you know what I'm saying, feel negative. It's like a negative vibe, like a dark cloud hanging over, right? Even if we ain't really even talking about nothing serious, it could really be about nothing, but just the energy just all wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta ask yourself, do you want to be around energy that ain't right? You know what I mean? Because if it ain't right, you want to try to limit your interactions with them as much as possible, right? Now, the only person, you know what I'm saying, you know, whatever the relation is, who I ain't never gonna limit my interactions with is my mom. That's it.
Right.
You know what I mean? She the only one, you know what I mean, that got that kind of power over me. But you know what I'm saying, everybody else though, I was just like, you toxic and you know, this don't work. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I might hit you with a text every now and then, see how you doing, you know, but that's about it though.
Mark, I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't even do that shit. People that know me know that I'm dependable. I'm gonna be there for you. If you cross me or if you have toxic tendencies, I'm done. God forgives I don't. My Rick Ross voice.
Well, see, that's somebody that wronged you.
I mean, and you could say it's toxic all you want, but and Becca know this. I ain't afraid to say shit on my pod. I haven't had a conversation with my older brother in 4 years. He's a narcissist, and he fucked me over.
Yeah, see, he
And
wronged you.
When you get somebody that's genetically supposed to be genetically close to you, not to screw you over, and they screw you over, and they gaslight you on top of making themselves the victims when you was helping them, I can't fuck with you.
Hey, I understand.
Not at all. So if I'm doing that to my blood brother, we got the same mother and father. What you think I'm gonna do to a motherfucker in the streets or somebody that I'm associated with when it comes down to it? I just don't deal with it. I don't do the drama. I don't do the gaslighting. I don't do the I'm a victim, woe is me type shit. I just simply don't.
But also, Stacks, it could be like, man, it could be somebody who ain't even burned you, but you just see something coming down, you know what I mean? It might not be right. You know what I'm saying? And you like, you know what? Let me exit stage left before it even happened.
And Mark, it's funny you bring that up because nobody's perfect, but you can't use that as an excuse when you cross somebody, and that's gaslight to the highest fucking level.
Yeah.
And we need to normalize not fucking with people amicably, because I could stop fucking with you and not have no malice, no shit like that. I'm just doing my thing right here, and you doing your thing over there.
Absolutely.
I don't think absolutely nothing is wrong with that. I'm not going to disrespect. I may be cordial. Because I think that's, to me, it's kind of like borderline fake. If you don't deal with somebody, you just don't deal with them. You know, my opinion. But I'm gonna be. I'll never be disrespectful. But if I get a hi, I'll say hi back and all that shit. But at the end of the day, at this age, where I'm at, ain't nobody got time for all that bullshit. Ain't nobody got time for it.
Got you.
I'm gonna answer that question. I'll just cut them off.
Damn.
That's it. I'll cut them off. I don't have time to give you. Now I know Sean said give grace. If I see that you are, because one thing about me is I watch how not only people are with me but with other people. I watch how they are with their other friends. I watch how they interact with other people. If this is somebody that I'm able to do that with, and if I see that you have you are perpetual with your narcissism, or your toxicity is bisexual and everybody can get it, You get the toxic, you get the toxic, you get the toxic. There's no need for me to give you grace, give you time, understand, be sympathetic, be empathetic. None of that is happening. I just cut you off completely. I don't even let you get near. Now, if you
Indeed.
are already near and I'm seeing
Indeed.
that you're toxic, you're getting cut off with no explanation.
Indeed. No, and when I say give them grace, I give them grace, but I moved on as well. That grace
Yeah.
is for my sanity. To say, you know what, I'm done, but I don't have no hard feelings. I have no malice. I'm
Right.
good. I
Like
wish
we don't
you
have
the
no
best.
like if I was to see you in the street, it's not gonna be on site. Like
Right, right,
you know,
right,
but I just know that you stay over there and I'll be over
right,
here. And if there's no need for us to interact, then we ain't got no beef.
right.
Well,
Absolutely.
and my thing is, if you are the person that's wronged me, you got a lot of people. What they'll do to you if you're the I don't like that. I'm not going to use the term victim, but if somebody did you wrong and you're standing on your laurels and saying I'm just not dealing with them no more. Especially when it's family, man, motherfucker will pressure the shit out of you to say, you know what, that's your family and all that shit. And I'm not afraid to tell you. I'm telling my family like, okay, what are y'all saying to this motherfucker? Because y'all telling me to bury your hatchet and shit like that, and I didn't wrong him. Like this motherfucker wronged me. So I mean, while y'all telling me to bury the hatchet and let it go, what the fuck are you telling him? Nothing. And y'all been giving him
See,
passes.
you don't get to do something to me and then also tell me how to react to it.
Right.
Whatever
Like,
you do to me, you're gonna get whatever reaction I
that's
give you.
toxic. Like, I mean,
That's it.
you don't get to dictate the terms of, especially when you show no contrition and you ain't trying to make shit right.
Feel you.
What I'm
That's
supposed
it.
to do, I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
But yo, I think that's about it, man.
All right.
I had no intentions of being on this long, but y'all know how we do.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get rolling, we get rolling. We're nearing the 3 hour mark. Um, Shout out to Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Zingo TV, Blackjack Channel 199. We can go around the room real quick. Get some parting shots. Let's go with you first, Tina.
I usually volunteer for this shit, but this time I did. But this was a really good topic. We could definitely talk about this shit. Not even for hours. This shit is real. This shit is lifetime. This shit is every day. So this conversation can go on and on and on and on and on and on. Glad to come on. Glad for everybody that was in the comments. Everybody that came through. I learned some shit. I hope this was a learning experience for everybody. We shared who we are. Maybe we'll see later on down the line what we was called out about, or even what we spoke on about ourselves about. This and the third. As far as myself dealing with energy and cutting people off, like I'm very spiritual. I'm very big on energy. It takes time for me to get to that point, but once it starts to drain me physically, to the point where I go into a depressive state, and when I go into that, I just tell everybody I need to just disappear for a little while, and they'll be like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I just need to disappear for a little while because I don't want to put that energy back on them. But a person can put me into a depressive state, and I go dark. And that's because I gave them so much that they sucked it out of me. Energy is a big thing. It is real. And I'm not talking about those people who done came to the light or they woke. This shit been going on for years. It's a gift and a curse. You help people, and while you're helping that person, that shit sucks the life out of you. And that's when I know at that point I need to cut somebody off. But like Stacks, Becca, this shit was dope. This shit is real. This shit is an all day, every day conversation and topic. And we're going to keep going through this shit for the rest of our lives. Honestly. It is what it is. And even if that means you just that type of person that just cut people off, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. You being with somebody or somebody being in your life or they family all your life. And now you 40, 50, 60, 70 years old and you still cutting motherfuckers off.
That's crazy.
That shit is crazy, but it's real. It's fucked up, but it's real. You know what I'm saying? They say you never know who your true friends are until like your senior year of high school and shit like that. But it's like, damn, you be in your 40s and you still cutting motherfuckers off. And your circle just gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Mm-hmm. So it's either who with the shits and who not. And if you wasn't meant to take the ride, like Becca said, it just is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mark?
I'll say like this, man. You know, me, I'm kind of a free spirit. So, you know, I just kind of do with shit that what comes to mind or whatever. So, I mean, with the boundaries thing, I know I did joke about it, but it's more like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you rock with me, you know what I'm saying? Just, yo, we rock. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, I don't know. Some things, you know, when somebody put up a boundary and it's like, that shit really don't make no sense. Like, you trying to test me? Don't try to test me, yo. You know what I'm saying? I like, if we rocking, we rocking. Don't test me. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I would say like this though, for the people who they do have toxic people around them or toxic people, you know, that's in their lives or whatever. I'm just like, yo, they draining energy from you, and you can't let that happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, some people used to see them. It's like they were vibrant, they were, you know, full of life or whatever, but they didn't let people drain all that energy out of them. And you trying to think, I mean, man, when they start smoking crack, they ain't smoke. You know what I'm saying? It's like really like, yo, this is what the toxic did to them. They didn't let them toxic people into their life, and it messed them all up because it take from their looks. Like, man, I see people, I'm like, yo, we the same age, but they look like they about 70 years old. I'm like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be looking like my grandfather out here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But stress, toxic, all of that, you got to leave it where it's at. You know what I'm saying? You know, and run your race and live your life. If you do that, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be fine. You know, so them people that be coming with that bullshit, just, you know what I mean, get away from them. You know what I mean? Don't mean you don't got love for them or whatever. Just, I can't be around you. Respect that. That's it.
Yeah, that should be normalized.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I would say when it comes to your circle, people around you, family, friends, whatever, you have to at some point make a decision that your peace is worth more than just keeping somebody around, right? Although we do say that people, you know, good people can't be replaced, there are certain relationships that just come to an end, whether we wanted to or not. And once we get older, we start to lose patience in dealing with the lack of accountability that people have when it comes to their actions towards each other. If they don't treat themselves right, they're not going to treat you right. So I just want to encourage everybody to choose you first when it comes to toxicity. Choose you, because you're the only one that have to live your life. Toxic people that still want to drain and pull and kill from you, they're not living your life for you. So just choose you, and you'll start to realize that sometimes the garbage will take itself out.
No doubt.
Well, here's where I'm gonna go with this. Growth. Did some research. I said people change. People are ever evolving and changing, but typically people become new people. For the most part, studies show like every 7 years, and that's not a bad thing. If people are telling you, if you're living righteous and you're not hurting anybody, doing the right things, not being toxic and shit like that, and you're changing, and people are telling you about it. Typically, if people are telling you about that in a negative light, they're probably not changing with you. Are they on the same old bullshit? Because it's just some shit that was funny to 32-year-old stacks, to 22-year-old stacks is not funny to 42-year-old stacks. So as long as if I'm not aligned with you character-wise, if you out there on some bullshit, I can't rock with you, because if I give you a pass, because people have the tendency to give people passes just because of history, they know them, or you did something fucked up, but I know you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about that life. And as far as being toxic, Mel was right. Everybody does have a toxic trait about themselves, but it's all about what you're doing to get yourself to a better space. Now, as we go down that list, if you fall under the category of most of those things, I will tell you, it is going to. That's one of the things that's really going to take opportunities and take really good people that can help you level up out of your life. And that's what people really need to be cognizant of. I'm one of those people that try to learn every day and develop. I don't feel like I'm being sunned when I reach out to people and ask them for advice. And I think that's one of the biggest pitfalls, especially in men. They really don't reach out to other men and ask them for their take and things of that nature. Because I mean, while all of us think we're knowledgeable and we know everything, there are some things out there that people know better than us. They can give us some advice on.
True.
But you're not going to be able to get that advice if you're one of those people that take those people out of your life. At our age, it's too easy to be cool. It's way too easy to be cool. You're blocking your blessings if you're being toxic, if you're being combative, if you have the inability to build relationships, if you have the inability to maintain relationships. You can be self-loathing and saying that you're dope as fuck, but you gotta look. It's the way you see yourself, and it's the way other people see you. And I'm my biggest critic, believe it or not. I go to war with myself, thinking about what I could do better every day to make myself a better person, and things of that nature. And like Murph said, it's all about perspectives, and it's all about growing. Even at this age, you're still growing. You should still be changing, and that's not a bad thing at all. Sean, take us home, bro.
Yeah, man. So first of all, great topic, everybody. Thank you all for hopping on. We got the full family back tonight. A couple of things I do want to challenge. I would say let's erase the whole thing about toxic and being toxic. I don't necessarily agree that everyone has a toxic trait. I think people choose to be messy or choose to create issues that doesn't exist, and they use the word toxic or I'm just going through some things just to be who they are at times, because it's not that hard to go the other route without creating nonsense, right? So I would say let's just work on, uplifting better behaviors. You know what I mean? And also uplifting each other, man. Sometimes when people going through some shit, sometimes you got to say, "Yo, you good? Yeah, I think all right." There's nothing wrong with just doing that, man. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It doesn't hurt anything. It only helps, man. You got to build community within yourself before you can say I'm going to cut somebody off, and you're not doing your due diligence to make sure people around you are taken care of as well. So again, great topic, man. Great topic, great interaction. We adjusted. So I thank you guys for adjusting. Not going to say no name, but somebody got us clipped from Facebook. That's neither here nor there. We got through it. We got through the night. We had some good interaction on YouTube. We had some good viewership on YouTube. So shout out to YouTube tonight. Can't shout out Facebook Live because we weren't on Facebook Live, but that's neither here nor there. Shout out to Blackjack TV. Shout out to Zingo TV, channel 198 as well. Shout out to Mile High Radio. Shout out to our partners on the front lines and behind the scenes. Shout out to all of you guys who've been on here, who came and brought your A game tonight. Everybody brought great content. Becca went to the bottle a couple of times, putting it to the head, taking it, and she's not even done yet. Mark still reigning MVP. Mark been knocking these podcasts out the freaking water, and no one is saying anything. That's my problem. No one is saying how many home runs Mark has hit over the past couple of months now, man. Yeah. It is crazy, and it's getting crazier.
Gold star for Marcus.
I got some flowers for you, my guy. You my guy.
Gotta give Marcus flowers.
If you know that on air, you're my guy. Just
Yeah,
so
he's
you know.
taking major risk by shitting on his job, not knowing if anyone in his job watching this show, man. So shout out to that brother, man. Shout out to Tina and Stats for the commentary. You both have abstract thinking of the toxic piece and just the boundary piece. And because you guys are so abstract, it made the pod well rounded because everyone was not in the center of this topic. Everybody had like a whole different flavor that made the gumbo taste that really good tonight. So thank you all for that. Lastly, shout out to the Marine Corps, 246 years. Happy birthday to my Marines. Thank you all who have connected with me today. Thank you all for showing me love on the posts that I make. You're not getting any more this year, so enjoy that one.
I couldn't for some reason, but I couldn't. I wanted to give you love, but I couldn't.
I know you couldn't because you saw you couldn't. Yeah, of course. But
no, I'm in jail, nigga. I can't give you no love.
You're bad. That's your bad.
It is absolutely.
But thank you all for the love today. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, so we celebrate the other branches tomorrow. But today was exclusively for the Marine Corps. So again, thank you guys for the love tonight. Thank you all for hopping on. I won't see y'all next week. I'll be in Sacktown, Sacramento, California. So yeah, we'll talk about that offline. But appreciate you guys again. Salute, and we out.
Peace, y'all.
And the show is over.